Welcome to the show. You look incredible, like a dessert that owns a yacht.
That's exactly the vibe I was going for. You know, sweet but slightly out of your tax bracket.
Mission accomplished. How does one even shop for a suit when your head is...
I'm calling from Los Angeles, and I'm having a little problem under the name ThATuMBRELLAgUY. I sent him my phone number at least 20 times in the chat and told him to call me. He ignored me. I'm a man. I filed the report. If you guys could take a look at it and give me a call back, I would love to hear what you guys can do to help us. We really need to kind of stop this guy at least until Monday. I told him to call me. I'm a man.
You know what? I talked to your...
All right, what's up, folks? How's it going? Megan Fox will be with us in a little bit. She's running behind, which happens a lot with her sometimes. But, oh man, I hope everybody is having a fantastic afternoon. I swear, when we go over this stuff, you will not believe the madness that I'm going to tell you. Afroman stuck with half the court costs. You win and they still want to get you, right? So today we'll talk about that. We will talk about the, really, I want to go over two things with Afroman too. I want to go over closing arguments from his side, not the other side. That man is absolutely boring. I want to show you the judge and the way he reacted. You know, somebody needs to do a wonderful cut of all of the judge's reactions, in fact, and how he was through all of that, just to show you this guy was unfair to the extreme within this trial. But even after Afroman wins, which you can tell he did not want, he's like, yeah, you know what? Afroman can get stuck with part of that expense. Isn't that something? Also, I'm going to tell you folks, there's a couple of trials that are actually, well, there's one thing that's going on, and then there's a trial that's going on as well. A trial that started up today. It's actually a bench trial of all things, so that should be interesting. Ah, there's so much madness. And on top of that, there is the Taylor Frankie Paul fiasco that has been going on. I thought we would talk about for a few minutes, you know. But let me show you a decision. Let's just hit this sucker. I mean, Afroman needs to sue everyone. Well, you know, unfortunately, Afroman tried to bring claims. And, you know, it's something that people learn really fast about the police. The police, they have quite a few people don't realize how many protections the police have even when they get something wrong. You know, you and we can't use things like ignorance of the law as a defense, right? If we're ignorant of the law, we still get taken down. Yeah. But with someone like Afroman, that's, you know, he can take police. They can say, we did everything right. But even if they decided, no, that's not correct. Even if they decided, these people did something, they would plead something like ignorance of the law, and it might work. It works all the time. It's just crazy things that they could throw in there. But really, the courts protect police when they do things like this. That's the thing. So let's look at this decision. I want to show this to you just so you can see how this comes together. And really, the sentence that you're aiming for is right here, talking about dividing costs. Okay, so this is again, you can see this is coming in from the judge himself, you know, because the judge is such a wonderful piece of crap. I dislike this judge. I'm not going to camouflage in any way, shape, or form. It's funny. I was looking up some case doctrine, case law, some of the existing cases that talk about things like this, because a judge can decide that costs are divided between parties. Now, why do they do that? Well, for a judge, they say if a case, even though you don't win, if you thought that it could potentially, some of the claims could be meritorious, then you don't want to discourage other people from bringing claims. The problem is, though, in this thing, it was an absolute garbage case. It was police that brought it. I would say what they did, the way that they listened, all of this stuff was trash all the way through it. And they still managed to punish Afroman in some way, shape, or form. So let's look at this here. Oh, by the way, too, there's another thing. Get a drink, excuse me. There's rumors about how these people are wanting to appeal. Now, I hope they appeal. I really do, because that would be fun to cover. But so far, there's actually no indication that they are going to appeal. There was a filing that many people took as them potentially thinking, yes, there's going to be an appeal, but I don't think that's what, I don't think we're going to see.
Oh my God.
Have you seen the appeal, man? Oh man, I forgot my afro.
Yeah, why aren't you wearing your afro?
How did I leave my afro in the changing room? God.
I cannot believe what just happened here, by the way.
What's it?
Literally 40 minutes before the show, no power.
Oh,
There's no weather here. There's no weather. There's
That
not a
happens
cloud
here.
in the sky. There's nothing. And then, strangely enough, the second I tweet out that RG&E is garbage, and what's their excuse for having 3,700 people down with power, no power today, the power comes back on.
Of course.
But I'm sorry I was late. I had to shove some food
you're
in my
good.
mouth because I had no way to make food when I got home because there's no power and everything's on electric. God, I hate that.
It
Anyway.
happens. I would say something about it. I did do something, though. If any of you here have not heard about this wonderful story, I do want to throw something in here real quick. I'm trying to have a little fun with something. So, as I've talked about, there is someone that has been threatening litigation and has stuck a private investigator on my house. So I posted about this on X and I gave a little story on it, which I just put this up here. I gave a few screenshots. There's a lot more. Actually, it's already got 52 hits. That's pretty good for likes. But if you would share this sucker, tell people, because I really want people to just see how absurd this story is too. So if you are on Twitter or X, if you would like to call that, every time I say if you're on X, I sound like I'm asking you if you're on drugs,
I know. I wish he didn't
X?
Change the name of it.
It just, well, he tried to do that with PayPal, and he just likes the name X. So I guess it's his puppy, but whatever. I just don't like this. It's easy to say. It just sounds so wrong. But yeah, this decision is wild. That last sentence there. So let's look at this.
I need to know though, like when they say court costs, what does that entail? What court costs? I thought each party is going to pay their own costs. That would be like filing fees, right? And
yeah,
like
any court costs that come up within the scope of the trial, filing fees, all that crap. And typically,
why don't you pay for your own? I thought everybody pays for their own.
No, well, see, when you lose, you can have the other party pay for them all. In fact, in garbage lawsuits, that's typically what you do. What this judge is signaling is that, well, this lawsuit, it did have merit.
It had merit, yeah. Whereas a jury, though, just found it didn't have any merit.
Yep.
And I'm sure they all feel, and I'm dying to hear from some jurors, I'm sure they feel like it was a giant waste of their time to be there. And yet this judge keeps saying things like, based on the merits of the case. What merits? Were you watching the same trial we were watching, Judge?
Indeed. I'm so annoyed with the way that he's treated. But, honestly, He wanted, let's just be real. He wanted them to win. He wanted those cops to win. I like this comment, by the way. What's up, Wrinkly? Thanks for the 5. The judge was a piece of shit. This should never have a trial to begin with. No, we should have never had a trial. They should have kicked it. And the fact the judge shut down the countersuit, straight BS. That's indeed, there should have never been a trial. I cannot believe that they allowed this to go. That's just, the people agreed, when it ended up with the jury. Now, again, as Megan pointed out the other day, there, as far as Lickum Lisa, there was a little bit of disagreement on whether or not there could have been some claim, but the majority of people agreed with Afroman. But that was probably, you figured, again, tears on the stand. I was told when I had to go to court, I was told that as a man, tears won't do me any good. It didn't matter if I break down. I'm looked at the judge will probably see me as weak. That's actually what my lawyer. They were like, control yourself. Don't say anything about it. Don't talk about emotion or anything like that. Don't talk about how it stress, dread, panic, anything. None of that matters. They don't care. But with a female, they will. Yeah. My lawyers were like straight up. They were like, it's not fair, but that's how it is, so you should be prepared for it. They won't care. And yeah, that's true. So, but with her, they will give some credence, especially some people on the jury. They looked at it, and I'm sure just like people that were outside of the case, posting about it and stuff, they didn't look at it as police officers being accused of something. They looked at private citizen, because I heard a few people doing that too. And I was like, no, it's a police officer, it's different. If it's a private citizen, we'd be having a different conversation, But God, this stuff. So let's read this here. So the matter came before the court 3 days. We got a 3-day trial. The year of our Lord, 2026. It sounds like a British freaking, does it not? And the year of our Lord. I don't know. That just sounds British. For a jury trial on, for count 3, invasion of privacy. So we had a false light publicity. We had defamation. Prior to jury selection, plaintiffs dismissed. Count 4, invasion of privacy. So again, these were the 2 things that they were looking at when we watched that whole trial. We were looking at false light publicity, and we were looking at defamation. The plaintiffs, they talk about representation and all of that. They talk about, the jurors. So you have 8 jurors, 2 alternates, blah, 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 through it all. By the way, the plaintiffs, they presented 10 witnesses. I didn't seem like 10 witnesses, That went really fast for 10 witnesses.
Well, wait, all 7 of the officers testified.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then, then defense only had 1 witness, so that makes it 8. Then they had their expert, that's 9. Who else did they call?
God, I don't remember.
I don't remember anybody else. I can only remember.
I don't either. I'd have to go back through the list. Oh, by the way, I did pull all those transcripts, and some of them are really funny. So the when they're asking Afroman about everything, oh my gosh, the depositions. Just to note, folks, the depositions are out there. Like, we have them. They're on the court site. So when they're talking about depots, I'd love the videos still. That's what Megan and I were talking about.
Would be great.
We really like them. But the depots themselves, the transcripts of it, they're there. And they're actually interesting reading. They now I haven't gone in and redacted anything, but it talks about what exactly happened. Afroman, it starts with the beginning, and there's actually 2 transcripts, 2 different depots that Afroman had. So it's not just one. He had multiple ones. But it's interesting for him to go through, because like one of them's 182 pages, talking about everything. And the other one is about that long. And it's just, like I said, it's just interesting for, him to talk about what's going on and how, you get a lot of details you didn't get on the stand. How long he's lived there, background. I don't know. I like going through it. I'm still going through it, but there's some spicy moments in there. It's very good stuff. But anyway, so we get 10 witnesses, numerous exhibits, plaintiff's rest, defense motion carried for a directed verdict was overruled. I didn't notice maybe I just missed it. I didn't see the directed. I didn't see anything with that, I didn't see any like filing that went with it.
Oh.
As far as the directed verdict, I didn't notice it on the docket. I was looking for it, and I didn't notice it.
Well, did he do it? All he said was he wasn't going to do it, so I don't think it would.
I thought a defense motion for it was overruled. So they did a motion for it. Does it not come with a document or something? Surely,
I don't know. I don't know.
Most things that you do, you have to file something, to tell the court I'm doing it. Usually they're not like, yeah, I know you said it, but that's not the proper protocol. So the defendant presented his case. One witness. That's all we got. One witness, which was really funny. It's one witness. Actually, I guess it's two witnesses. That's not correct because it's the defendant is two witnesses. It's him and the other person. It's strange because they counted all of the people bringing the case, right? 10 witnesses, but they didn't count him as a witness, right? Did they count? Wait, was the wife, when the wife was brought?
Well, she would have been the defense's only witness.
Well, the defense, if you pull up Afroman, or did they call Afroman?
The plaintiff called Afroman. That's who their 10th
that's what it
witness
is.
was.
That's what's throwing me. Yeah, so
that's
what it is. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. I kept thinking for some reason he put his client on the stand, as a...
No, and the plaintiff did, which was so stupid.
God, they shouldn't have done that. That was really dumb. I mean, he is really what sold that case. I think without him getting on the stand and really presenting it the way he did, you have no idea how that would come out, but he was so articulate and he was so incensed and enraged, but in such a presentable way. He presented to the public. He's like, these people raided my home. They did all this crap, and I'm using words against them. They had rifles, So I thought that was a good point. But rebuttal testimony was not offered. We have closing arguments. Blah, 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 and then they go through after 6.5 hours of deliberation. The jury returned written and signed general verdict forms, which are also on the side if you want to see those. All claims against the defendant. The jury found her defendant foreman, Afroman. Jury was then discharged. Based on that, injunctive relief, as requested in count 6, cannot be granted since such relief is not a separate cause of action. Therefore, dismissed. Now, this is the part we get to that it's just garbage here. So, it is therefore ordered and decreed that the judgment is entered on behalf of the defendant. This matter is dismissed based on the relative merit of the case and oh my God, this pisses me off. Stability of the claims. Costs are divided 1/2 to the defendant or plaintiffs and 1/2 to the defendant foreman.
Unbelievable. Well, that only makes sense if that's the way it's always done. But
it's not always done that way. So I was asking AI, and they said it's done that way. If here, let me pull it. Give me a minute. I'll pull up how AI presented it. And then again, it's AI.
Under Civil Rule Procedure 54D, except when express provision therefore is made, either in a statute or in these rules, costs shall be allowed to the prevailing party unless the court directs otherwise. So the court has the ability to do it, but the question is why?
Why? Well, it's essentially okay. So,
and these are filing fees, service fees, witness fees, jury fees, and other taxable expenses.
It's just ridiculous because the judge is essentially butting in and saying, well, I feel it should be this way. Again, I can tell you exactly why,
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
well,
court
'cause
costs are.
because he hated Afroman and he didn't want him to win. And he was like, it was like, wait till we play you the verdict. It's like he's chewing glass to even get it out of his mouth that nothing was found against the defendant.
It's just such garbage, though, because with them going through, like you said, that is all the fees. It's not the attorney. It's court costs versus like attorney fees, you know. So we're not going in that, but still, man. You know, unfortunately, with attorney fees and stuff too. I mean, he could try to go after it, but that's difficult as well. Half the time, you end up eating that too. And I bet your money.
It doesn't make any sense for him to try and go after it.
No,
like it doesn't. He won. Like
he won well.
Walk
He's
away.
gonna make his money back. All he has to do is drop songs for the next 2 years,
Right.
and he should. You know what he should do? He should sell autographed pieces of the gate and the door that they broke down.
Uh-huh.
He should like chop it up in little pieces and autograph it, you know?
So I'm learning here it is not the norm to split it 50-50, and it occurs relatively infrequently in straightforward cases with a clear and decisive winner. That's disturbing to me. This judge, by the way, he's totally unaccountable because he's retired. They just called him in to take this case. He has no one to be accountable to. He's not up for election. No, this should not be allowed. Whatever system this is, that you're pulling judges out of retirement who are unaccountable assholes.
Yep. And I mean, everything that was said about him publicly, what does he care? You know, he just basically told whomever, you know, cops or whomever, yeah, I'm down with you guys. So, you know, he's not, and the people, I mean, if somebody would have kicked his door in, boy, he'd have a different opinion. You know, he'd be raging about that. But that really happens to assholes like this. But yeah, it's even AI is like, as far as this goes, the default is often loser pays, but it's not mandatory. Well, judges, they get broad discretion on how those court costs are split up.
This is bullshit.
Yeah, the judge is basically saying
about this, the more it looks like. But at first, I was like, "Well, who cares? You pay yours, they pay theirs. Okay, that's no big deal." No, it is a big deal. It's actually a really big deal. And it shows the bias of this judge even more. We already thought he was biased. He was already acting like a complete biased jerk. You know, interrupting the defense all the time, never interrupting the plaintiff, ruling against the defense constantly, like just being an asshole. Oh, and speaking of asshole judges, I know we're not on the topic yet, but please don't let me forget.
Okay.
The Kelsey Fitzsimmons case.
I'll put that in as a topic. So
I know you did. This poor woman, I don't even know what happened. Like I watched part of day one today, but what I couldn't believe is there's an older hearing that I listened to where it is allegedly she supposedly violated her probation because she couldn't breathe into a breathalyzer. She had broken ribs because she got shot in the chest. And this judge, I swear to God, this judge in some Massachusetts female judge, and oh my God, she should be removed from the bench for what she did. She disregards the probation officer who's like, yeah, she's not out of compliance. She tried to comply. She couldn't get the deep enough breath because of her injuries. And then 40 minutes later, she was able to get it done and she passed. So we don't consider that non-compliance. And this judge is like, you're not the one who gets to decide that. That's me. I decide whether she's in.
Then why do we have probation officers, period?
I have no idea. But this judge, her name is Judge Kathleen McCarthy Neiman in Massachusetts. She should be in jail for what she did. She finds at the end of this thing that she cannot be tested for alcohol on this device because of her injuries. And because of that, she's remanding her to prison.
That's wild.
By the way, I can't figure out what Kelsey Fitzsimmons did to even be on a breathalyzer. I can't find it, you guys. I don't think it exists. I can't figure it out. So these judges, Like, these judges are out of freaking control. Wait
Mhm.
till you guys hear the audio on that. I'm gonna play it at some point. Not
Oh,
probably not today because it's long, but you won't believe it.
you know what else popped up in public? I gotta find it real quick. I don't have it in front of me. The charges against the brother, the PDF file brother. Woohoo! That stuff popped up in his
Oh,
pleading.
really? Oh, good.
Yeah. Yep, that popped up. I gotta find it real quick. I know I screenshot it. I mean, that stuff is just absolutely nuts. Wait 1 second. I noticed something come in. I was looking. There's a new document that dropped too in the bankruptcy thing. I just noticed it roll in while we were
Wait, for which case?
the bankruptcy, the
Wait,
LP
which one?
bankruptcy.
Oh, okay, because there's also a Laura Owens bankruptcy.
Yeah, the LP bankruptcy. There's a new one that just rolled in. It's something about, I'll have to look, it's something about homestead objections, and I'm curious about it. You know, all of that. There are so many cases that are popping off right at the same time. And some of them, typically, I'm not a true crimer. Megan Fox is not a true crime person. We pick up things that we find are interesting, but they usually they flow into this certain things, and this though, we've gotten so many weird cases, and also you have just weird things that are happening too. You have again, you have the Bachelorette mess that's happening on top of this too.
Oh my God, that's crazy too.
Yeah.
And it looks like the guys who were on The Bachelorette may be suing ABC.
Oh,
and
I saw
they
that.
should.
That might be an interesting.
They should, because you've got Frankie Taylor, whatever her name is, who everyone knows has a criminal history of DV. Everyone knew this. ABC knew it. All the commentators for Bachelorette knew it, and they were all talking about it, about this is not a good choice. And sure enough, it's not a good choice because she's a repeated and continued domestic violence abuser. A new video comes
I couldn't
out.
believe they brought someone. Again, there are a lot of defenders for her too.
I know. Imagine if this were a Bachelor, though. Imagine if it were someone like Clayton, what they would have done.
Oh, they would have ate him alive, and there would be no.
They would have ate him alive. But she's getting all the people giving her excuses. Oh, it's just reactive abuse. Reactive abuse. No.
You know why people were calling that reactive? By the way, this lady. If people haven't seen this video, this lady is attacking someone and throwing stools. Then they're like, "Well, both these people are toxic." Okay, I didn't watch any show with them or anything. What I do know is during that, there's a stool that's thrown in. It hits a child. It hit them. It's in a police report. It hit them. So didn't come close to them. Actually hit them. And people are like, "Well, it's reactive because the guy's he's recording." No, no.
Yeah, just because someone's recording doesn't give you the right to beat them.
Doesn't it? Yeah, that's not also reactive abuse. It's not abuse to record another person being abusive. It's just so ridiculous.
Totally.
Let's
ridiculous.
see. Here's the
especially the whole time he's going, "This is abuse. You're abusing me. Stop, stop, stop."
So
I mean, come on. Isn't reactive abuse when you're being abused and you hit back? So you're being hit and you hit back. If you're not being hit or abused, you can't claim reactive abuse.
Well, it's just weird to hear it in a situation like that.
Who is
thrown
this?
Out.
Is this William Newland's charges?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
the PDF file cop?
Yeah. So in the Afroman case, you remember there was a cop that was like, "Oh, well, he's talking about me and kids and cupping their butts and stuff, he's calling me a PDF file." And Afroman's like, "Well, it's because your brother is." They ask him on the stand, they burn him with that. They're like, "Your brother got in trouble for that kind of stuff, right?" And he pled guilty. Now, I'm curious what happened with this, because when you go back to 2021, here it is, and you notice he was going to plead no contest.
Yep.
But he changes his plea. He changes them to guilty. So through this there's 3 pages with that. And I mean, this guy, oh God, you know, they don't do anything to these people, of course. So they note, when you look through here, the defendant wishes to enter a plea of guilty to the following charges: disseminating matter harmful to juveniles.
Gross.
I think that really backs
Get
up
the wood
what,
chipper.
yeah, I think it backs up what exactly Afroman was stating. There's 3 pages. Let's see if there's anything I want to see on those. So they do get him for, he pleads guilty again, 2 counts of, you know what's sad about this? The maximum, what do you think the maximum term is for that?
Oh God, it's probably not much.
6 months and a fine.
Oh my God, that's the max?
Yep. It says it right here at the bottom. So
Oh
the
my
defendant, again,
Lord.
they note, acknowledges that, you know, of course, if they plead, there'll be no trial, blah, blah,
Let me get
blah.
this straight.
They know they're going to get a
When
sweetheart
they say
deal.
disseminating matter, they mean dick pics, don't they? Sending
they
dick
mean-
pics to kids
Yeah.
only gets you a maximum of 6 months
Yep.
and $1,000 fine.
Yep.
This country is broken. This country is completely and
Yeah.
totally broken.
It's bad when you can get fined more money for littering in some places than you can get for doing something like that. But yeah, so he was.
Meanwhile, Kelsey Fitzsimmons is remanded to prison because she has broken ribs and can't breathe into a breathalyzer when she's not harmed anyone at all. Explain to me how this makes any sense.
Oh, it
This-
doesn't. In any
The
way,
system is
shape, or
so
form.
broken.
It doesn't make sense. I just, when I saw this, I was like, you have got to be freaking kidding me. But that guy, you know, Afroman was 100% right. They should have let that go, you know?
Yep.
They should have just let it go. They should have never said anything about Afroman.
We wouldn't even know. We wouldn't even know about this
Nope.
Brian Williams guy, or William, whatever his name is. William Newland. We wouldn't even know about him.
Yep, they're the ones that brought him to us. And they
I wonder
made,
where he's working now.
I don't know. That's one question I'm curious about too. Because oftentimes when police get in trouble, they don't, you know, as a police officer, especially, he was high up the food chain. You know, he wasn't just some street beat cop. He was actually, he was in charge. So as a cop like that, oftentimes when police officers get quote unquote fired, even if they're found guilty of terrible things sometimes, all they do is move down the road. And if it's bad enough, they move to another state, but they still can get jobs as police officers. So it's wild. Now, I don't know if this right here, some of the stuff that happens that allows them to continue to be police officers, I would not be shocked if this does too. So with this, again, you can see that, and let's see, defendant is hereby ordered, placed on probation with the Adams County Probation Department for a period of, it doesn't say, to be taxed for court costs. Additionally, if you're put on probation, impose a longer term. They may impose retroactive. So what, they give him probation?
Oh, I'm sure he got probation. I'm sure he didn't get jail time because he took a plea.
Yeah, they're gonna, they give him probation, but
Oh yeah,
that's
I
gross.
wonder if
man.
they put him on the sex offender registry. They should.
I didn't see him on there. Now, don't quote me again right off the bat, because I could have missed. I was looking quickly, but I also, he could have moved somewhere else that I'm not aware of, but I did not find him very easily, if he's out there. He should have been put on it, but as we've learned from places like Levy County, so in the case we've been covering, if you're not around for it, the Jeremy Hills versus a bunch of crazy people, in that Levy County, oh my God, some of the stuff that place did. There was this made national headlines, by the way. So Levy County, they end up prosecuting a person that ends up, I'm going to say the word ARPing, because of the platform, ARPing a woman at gunpoint. There is undeniable physical evidence, let's just say. Undeniable. They, instead of charging him to the fullest, they work out a plea deal with him that includes pleading it down enough that he doesn't even end up on a register. That made national news because they didn't just do that. You remember that article where they did all that? Oh, God. I mean, that's crazy. And then on top of it, Megan finds this bombshell, which she wrote an article about. People should definitely check out. What was that guy? A prosecutor? What was he?
He was a prosecutor. He was a prosecutor.
Yeah.
Worse, he worked in the office to protect women from.
That's right. He protects women and victims. So
yeah, what was that freak's name?
God, I can't remember. But
hold on, I'll pull it up because
So-
we all should remember who he was. But yeah, he's not even on the sex offenders list.
dude,
And
so
he
this
should be.
guy, gosh, he gets caught peeping in a tanning bed.
So gross.
Yeah, his excuse was like he was just nervous about skin conditions.
His wife, what it was his wife is a dermatologist, and his defense was because his wife is a dermatologist, she wouldn't let him go to the tanning salon, and he really wanted to go. And so he didn't, well, of course, that's why he didn't tell her. And somehow his phone just ended up over the top filming a woman, just completely, or he was under so much anxiety. He just had to film women getting undressed in the tanning salon where he wasn't supposed to be. His name was William Easel.
William Easel, that's it.
E-Z-E-L-L. And I will actually put the link to the article in the chat.
If you all have not checked out if you haven't seen this article, this just shows you the reason why I bring this up, by the way, because it just shows you how many of these folks, we just saw a case where we have an entire police department that is, it's got all types of issues in it. You know, they had PDF cops. They have, they've had people that, again, are related to cops that are stealing money and other shit, have been caught for it. And I mean, this is, why don't they ever get charged or in trouble? Well, because the prosecutors and stuff, they got baggage too.
Listen to this. Listen to the explanation of Easel's excuse for filming a woman getting undressed in a tanning salon. In September of 2014, Easel went into Tan USA in Gainesville and filmed a half-naked woman over the wall of his tanning booth. His psychologist would later tell a Florida Supreme Court judge who oversaw his bar hearing that he was overcome with anxiety because his wife didn't let him go to tanning salons because she was a dermatologist. And that anxiety made Easel take out his phone, climb up on something, and film the undressed woman in the booth next to him.
Yes, that totally makes a lot of sense, right?
I read the transcripts of this hearing, you guys. It's real. And by the way, this article is one of the best I've ever written because it was in my Lego journalism phase. And I created helpful Lego depictions of this tanning salon incident. So you really
it
need
was
to go
amazing.
See it.
It was. It was actually, I agree. It was an amazing freaking, it was so funny because that guy, Weasel.
It unfortunately, by the way, the tanning salon that I built for that story, unfortunately fell off my desk and scattered into thousands of pieces. But I do have pictures of it because they're still on the article. So that's great.
How do you spell his last name?
Heard of Ezzell. You've heard of gonzo journalism? Well, I may be the first person to have ever created Lego journalism.
Lego journalism.
I'm very proud of that, by the way.
It was amazing. I mean, just having to, oh God, here, I'm going to bring up one of those images because they're funny. I like that. Check this out, folks. Oh my God, this is so funny.
Oh, and then
Man,
worse, Rick Scott, who was the governor of Florida at the time, sealed Easel's criminal records.
Yeah, of course.
The
Look at
governor.
that. Look at that.
It's so good.
She's like, oh my God. And the judge that we're covering the case, and the reason that Megan found this is because she was looking into him and found this case where before he was a judge, he was
he testified
a lawyer
on behalf of this guy.
Yeah, he spoke on behalf of him. Oh, it's so gross.
If you page down in that article, there's another here. I'll just show you. There's another a better picture of the tanning salon that I made. Look, check it out. How great is this? It's like the greatest thing I ever did. I swear.
That's
Look, it's got a
amazing.
little glass windows and like a sign. It's very cool. It's just
That
very
was
cool.
and that was an expose and a half, you know?
Oh, and I've got all these people on record speaking out on behalf of this guy and saying he's just a wonderful family man, a rising star. I said he was rising all right over the
Yeah.
tanning salon booth
Yeah.
wall.
Well, it was
It's a great article about some serious corruption in Florida.
it was wild to have the level of just with judges again, more prosecutors. You had prosecutors that were in the same department as him that are supposed to be there for victims defending him. Kept thinking, well, if this woman here, if she wanted to pursue charges against this guy, how would she? Because the people that are supposed to defend her are defending him.
Yep.
It was wild.
Like,
So-
I just, before we continue on with this real quick, I was just scanning the old PJ Media article and I saw somebody's comment I'd never read before on the Lego thing. It says, "Kudos on the Legos diorama. You've opened a whole new dimension in journalism. It's like I was there at the scene of the crime."
It's hilarious.
Oh, man. So good.
And what was really crazy about that too is one of the defenses this guy had. He was like, "Well, the people in the community, even though that happened, they rallied around him and blah blah blah." And Megan did some digging into that. And this guy was a baseball coach. He was a creeper and a baseball coach for kids.
For
And
kids.
none of these kids had any idea.
Their
None of
parents didn't know. None of the parents knew that this had happened. They buried this story. They buried it so deep. And then Rick Scott goes and seals his criminal record so that nobody can get it. And the only thing I had to go on was a Gainesville news article, a local news article that mentioned it one time. And then from there, I was able to find, I guess they forgot to seal the Florida Supreme Court transcripts from
Yeah.
this hearing.
You were
I think they forgot to seal it, honestly, because the governor ordered all of it sealed. But I found it online. It was just sitting out there, and I found it. And then I
Yeah.
also found the governor's order saying it was supposed to be sealed. But
See,
it
that's
wasn't
amazing.
sealed. So now once the toothpaste is out of the tube, good luck putting it back in.
Yeah, for real. And it's just crazy because who else would they seal something like that for? They sealed it because of the embarrassment for them.
And the prosecutor's office and the fact that and the guy is still a practicing lawyer.
Yep.
That's the worst part. They didn't take his bar license. He had to go into private practice, but he is still
But
a
still.
lawyer. He is still an officer of the court, and he's
Yes,
a
he is in good
peeping,
stand.
creeping Tom. Like what?
Well,
Oh, and his wife had been appointed to some political board by Ron DeSantis himself.
Of course. That's how it goes, isn't it? All politicians are dirty, man. So speaking of dirty politicians, man, by the way, I was looking, I was pulling up everything. I was pulling up this and I was pulling up the judge's final statements. I like watching Afroman just walk into the court, with his big fur coat on.
I know,
It's
I
so
love it.
funny.
It's
Like, check
so
this out. I'm going to show this real fast and then we'll look at these. I like the closing arguments for the
well,
defense.
to be fair, we got through the entire closing argument to the other side. It was
Yeah,
just
and they
he
were
was
awful.
just going over jury instructions.
Yeah, they were awful and
Which was
boring. So
boring.
check this out. I'm going to show you the Afro man walking in. he's so man, why did it mush it up?
Boss.
There we go. All right, watch him walk in though. Look at him there. He struts in. Like, why's he wearing shoes?
If I'm on the jury and I see this guy come in, it's
Yeah, he
over.
wins. He automatically wins.
win.
What kind of shoes does he have on? I can't see his
I know.
shoes.
I don't know.
They
Do you know
look like they
another
have
thing
stripes on them too.
Another thing we didn't notice was that he has French manicure. He has a French manicure on his fingers. I mean, this guy is so funny.
Look at him though. That is amazing. I love it. I love it. There were so many people that were mad about it too. Like, this guy is your freedom of speech guy. Like, hell yes.
hell
Does he
yeah.
not look like He looks amazing. I mean,
He looks amazing.
It's perfect. He right there when he
Absolutely.
walks in. Yes, I love it. I love the idea that you would come in. You're draped in the flag. You're saying yes, and having a freaking pimp fur coat on like that too. That's amazing. I love it.
Yeah, it's excellent.
I wish I could pull that off. I'd run around in a fucking fur coat every day, and I'm serious. I would have a platinum grill. I would run around. I would never ever take it out. It would have like snap ins. I'd probably have a snap in American flag. Oh God, that'd be amazing. I told my daughters that I was going to get one. You know, at first one of my daughters was like, why would you need something made out of platinum or gold to cook hamburgers on? I was like, no, a grill like you put in your mouth, you know? Mm-hmm. So when they understood that, they're like, oh. I was like, what do you think of that? They're like, you would look very dumb. Very dumb. I was like, yeah, but you know, it would be noticeable. Okay. So I jumped up to where his closing arguments are. I'm not going to through it's not like when people see this too, you know, there's this closing arguments are not terribly long because you have him come up and then you have the last words and then you have all of this as jury instruction. So
yeah, and believe me, I watched it. It was really hard to get through, and there was nothing interesting in it at all.
Instruction.
There was nothing interesting in it. It's
well, we have if you want jury instruction, all you need to do, by the way, here, give me 1 second. I'll actually, while this is going on, I'll give you the link to the court if you want to go pull any document at all. You just go and look them up, you know. But while we're watching this, I will drop you the link to the courthouse.
Man, I still can't believe we lost power today. There's no bad weather, no high winds. It's insane.
Can't tell if it's on
stupidity.
Okay, there you go. That's the way it goes usually. Usually it's a beautiful day. Today it's cold here, actually. Freezing.
It's very cold here too, but like there's just no explanation for it. And it's just I'm so angry at RG&E. I can't even tell you. It's been so difficult to be in these last few weeks of winter and it's so freaking cold and then have no power for days at a time.
I think that's exactly why they do it. They're just like, you will appreciate us.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm going to seriously look into getting a propane stove because I am really sick of not being able to make food if I don't have power because of these idiots. Although that's pretty expensive. So maybe I'll just look into getting a generator.
I was looking into generator. I can't believe, like, over the last few years, how much they freaking cost.
Oh, it's so much money to get a generator. Like, you can't afford it anymore. It's crazy.
Yeah. At one time, you know, I would pick up a generator. You know, I thought about it. It was a few grand, which is not cheap, mind you. But, okay, now, holy crap. But anyway,
now it's in the tens of thousands to get a decent... Who can afford that?
Nobody. That's why the only people around me that have them are my elderly neighbors because they bought them when they were cheap, you know?
Right.
All right, yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being here. This has been a long 3 days. It took a second for me to even count the number. It's been so long. A lot's happened. You've done your duty as jurors. You've paid attention to the evidence. I'm proud of that. What makes our country great is you have the right to have a jury trial. You have the right to people in the community to see this, weigh the evidence, and make a decision. And I'm proud that you guys are here and doing that. We started at this time. I talked about this case was about freedom of speech. But let's talk about what it's also about. It's also about music. Not all music is tasteful. Not everybody likes all music.
True.
Yeah.
There's some songs I hate. I think we can find plenty of people that find songs they do not like. But Mr. Foreman, Joe is a rapper and comedian. It's what he's done his whole life is rap, make songs. We got to think of what rap is, because music does not exist in a vacuum. Music evolves over time. Take a look at jazz. It's evolved. At one time, it was distinct in a certain subculture, and it has now expanded. Rap is the same.
Look, I just got to note this. She's taking note there. What's she writing down? Oh, rap is? What's she writing down? Oh, yes, rap has evolved, you know? She's speaking to Mr. Potato Head beside her. What do you think these cops, by the way, what do you think they're doing, like, after this? Like, some of them, you know, are not cops anymore. How will they ever be able to live this down? Like that.
If I were them, I would change my name. Although I would wait a while so that no one's paying attention. Then I would change my name, hope that no one saw the court record of me changing my name, and move somewhere very far away. And then I would try to lose a bunch of weight so no one would recognize me. That's what I would do, because they're not gonna be able to go anywhere now in the whole country, maybe even the world, without people recognizing them.
God, and you know, old Lisa, like, I mean, her face is so like swollen and recognizable, I guess. That how is she? She's never gonna live that down. She might as well just become a lesbian. You know,
she might as well. It's over now. I mean,
wouldn't that be funny?
Everyone already thinks she is. So
yeah, wouldn't that be funny if she did, or she already was? You know, she came out with like, okay.
I personally think you wouldn't have that kind of reaction unless you had some kind of inner turmoil about it, because the reaction is over the top. I mean, I think I told you guys, my kid, when she was 12, got accused of that at school and handled it better than this woman did. I mean, a 12-year-old. If a 12-year-old can handle it, what the hell is a grown woman's excuse?
I mean, geez, my online name got turned into TUG, you know, sexual act. I mean, come on, you know, it's not. And you're not like, oh my God, how dare you? You just laugh at it because it is funny. I was like, I never thought of that. That's hilarious. You know, I did think it was funny, but people, they get mad about it, because when you get mad about it, it will never ever go away.
Rap started out as a means for people to express social commentary, opinions through entertainment. Look at the song by NWA. What do they call it? Fucked Up Police? I think I said that right. It's a social commentary on what was going on in their lives. Their personal effect, the personal things happening to them, combined with entertainment, which unfortunately is exaggeration. Opinion, nothing in fact in that song. It's a commentary on society. And so when you look at rap, you see that over and over again. I had my secretary print me a couple songs, the rap songs, while I was pouring a cup of coffee. And the first one is Carly B, WAP. I find it bad to say what WAP means, but it's a popular song. I think it's somewhat derogatory.
Oh, look, he's doing his paper thing again. Look at this.
He's just not paying any attention. Hey, to be fair though, he did this during the plaintiff's closing arguments too.
But it's like he's lost or something, you know, like he's forgotten. I mean, it's so fun. Oh my gosh, that's amazing. So I got an even better Afro pic sent to me. I got it sent to me by Dead Punk, you know, who you can always tell the difference when somebody makes the art versus like AI busts out something, you know. I've got to pull this up. I've got to switch my avatars. Oh God, you're gonna like this one. Let's go, and I'll show it to you in a minute.
I'm not the audience for that song, and I know that.
Not the audience, of course.
Song. Nothing talking about is true. I know it's entertainment. I know it's social commentary. Miss Grooms testified even her students knew that at a young age.
Yep.
The same thing I knew when I was watching Johnny Carson, the late night show, and SNL, Saturday Night Live, with my grandfather when I was a kid. That's all entertainment. They make fun of everybody for entertainment. And some of it is a social commentary. But it is not fact. And everybody knows that. Nobody looks at Lil Wayne's song Pussy Monster and says there's a monster in that song.
I love
everybody
that
knows it's
statement.
exaggeration for entertainment. Is he
There's
commenting
not
on
a monster in there.
But it's not fact. And I can keep going. Megan 3 Stallion with sex talk. I mean, it just goes on. They use derogatory language. It's designed to entertain. Drew Hastings.
Check this out.
Former mayor.
Look at this. This is beautiful. Man.
I like the pic.
Yeah, look good that way. Look at the whole
Did
thing.
Dead Punk do this?
Yeah, look at that. Isn't that awesome?
Oh my God, it's so good.
Yeah, it looks so great. Man. You know what I like? Every time I do something stupid on AI, AI is so racist. I'm like, okay, well, maybe, my character, like, it'd be like that, pale. You can see him how pale. If I'm like, yeah, make him like a pimp walking down the street, like in that video I do. And the 15, I had to go over it 15 times because it kept making me black. And I was like, no, you racist.
I know, AI is super racist. By the way, folks, I found my original Twitter thread on the Lego story embarrassing William Easel, former prosecutor, and Peeping Tom. I reposted it on Twitter, and it is a scream. There are so many. I forgot about all the pictures I had of all the different. I told the whole story, one Lego scene at a time, and including I built an entire courtroom for the court trial. You have to see it. It's too funny. So I just retweeted it, and yeah, it's good times. Good times. That was
So
fun.
good.
At Megan Fox Writer, by the way, if you want to follow me on Twitter and see my Lego creations there, please do so.
Mayor of Hillsborough was a comedian. I got to go to one of his stand-ups. Some of it was funny, some of it wasn't. Some of his jokes, like those of Eddie Murphy and Richard Pryor, some of them are not tasteful, but they're still jokes. They're not facts. And we know that. That's what a reasonable person listening to that would understand. And that's the point. This is not a vacuum. We don't live in a vacuum. Let's face it, if we lived in a vacuum, we'd all be dead because we couldn't breathe. So we live in a world full of everything, where we see things. We watch SNL. We know it's entertainment. We know it's going to pick on people. We understand that they're picking on public officials. They picked on Joe. They pick on Donald Trump all the time, Sleepy Joe. I mean, go down the list, even Teflon Ron was made fun of.
That's right.
So as you go back, nobody thinks that's fact. Nobody's going to take it that way. When they post their clips on YouTube, when they post their clips on Facebook, people don't look at it and go, that's the truth. No, they understand it's comedy. They understand they're going to talk about it going forward. And if you look at his posts, you see the little signs of that too. Iteration. Things that you see in a song. I mean, because after all,
What is he doing now?
Right? It has beat, song, word.
Did you not find him distracting doing all that crap?
I do find him distracting. I think he is a bad judge, and he should stay retired. He needs to be like playing canasta somewhere and not doing whatever, not in charge of a courtroom.
What a nut, man. I mean,
It's like Ray Bone Crusher being being a judge.
That would be funny. Is
That's
him
what
as a
it's like.
judge?
I know.
Oh
Can
my
you
God.
imagine? He'd be like, well, let's talk about the Hercules heel scenario. Hercules heel and, pie in the eye on the pie. Keep your eye on the pie, counselor.
I'm telling you, folks, if you have not been keeping up, at night we cover, we've been talking about a case. We've been talking about it for a while. It's Jeremy Hill's versus. And even if you don't care about the case at all, just the collection of morons that have sprouted up, that have tried to go after this man, are some of the best internet comedy I've seen in my whole life. They're horrible human beings, but
they're terrible human beings. Yes.
But they're so dumb. I mean, they are like the dumbest people. Soon I'm going to, in the next day or so, I'm going to expose the one that digital catfishes all the time,
Oh yeah, good. You should, because
I'm going to be like,
gross.
Yeah. It's really gross. When you
this t-shirt design, I think somebody made this for us. I won and they still stole my money. Yep. This is perfect.
That's funny.
Perfect.
It's sad because it's actually true too.
I know.
You know?
So true.
Yep. But as it's noted here, you know, it's more reason for Afroman to make songs to pay for court fees. You know.
Yep.
I mean, it is. That's true. Yeah.
She thinks my tractor's sexy, and sticks with you. When we listen to Unaccountable, you heard the iterations. You heard how it
sexy.
came together.
I know that song.
As entertainment. So we don't exist in the vacuum, and the reason the person doesn't exist in the vacuum. As the judge said, you are a reasonable people. You get to decide what's reasonable, which means you get to use your experience. You get to use your understanding of what those are, of your understanding of Joe, of your understanding of rap
We're looking at
music in
NBC.
general. I'm not going to sit here and say that these 7 people were happy about what happened to them. I'm not going to say that. That'd be stupid. But what I am going to say is they are public officials.
Yes, that's
You
it.
see it on the news all the time. Public officials make fun of them.
He,
Let's go back to the
Pound
court
cake's
here.
eating
Remember
candy
we
again.
talked about what the one juror was on. We
That
talked
dude
about
is
it.
so
Said,
loud
yes,
eating.
I ran for public office. She agreed I put myself out as a public official. She agreed that it was an opinion when someone called me a baby killer. Even our witnesses on the stand, I asked that question. They said a crooked defense attorney is not a bind, it's a matter of opinion. Crooked cops, dirty defense attorneys. Oh, one witness did want to say I might not have taken a shower.
Or us talking smack about a judge. We are within our rights to do so.
Mm-hmm.
Even though they definitely don't like it.
But those are all opinions, exaggerations, not statements of
Why
fact.
did the judge send him out?
And we know that.
Look at
And
that.
that's why
He sent that
public
dude out.
are
Getting
held
mail
to
during
a
he's
higher
getting
standard.
mail during closing arguments. Are you kidding? He just sent the bailiff. He's like, "Would you go check the mailbox and bring me my letters? I need to get some work done." What the hell?
He is. He's like he's sorting files and shit over there. You're like, what?
Oh my God, this man. I can't even concentrate on what the defense counsel is saying because there's all this weird shit going on.
That's what I mean. You got somebody in the microphone eating. that alone would bother me, you know. I'd be like, "Excuse me, can you mute that sucker?" You know.
Oh my God.
Then you got the judge acting the fool. I mean, that's ridiculous. The judge is actually, we would have. I really like the fact that these guys here, they requested this footage so fast because otherwise we would have never seen how this judge has acted. Like we saw so much of it and we got to hear a little bit of, stuff we weren't supposed to. I thought that was good too.
Because that standard is what is expected of them as
He's
subjecting
just over there
themselves
reading,
to
not paying
public
attention at all.
They all testified that people have criticized their work. I mean, after all, we look at the search. Even Mr. Newland admitted it wasn't perfect. I think we can see from how the money was handled, the investigation. I would have liked to have seen a more thorough job myself.
Yep.
I mean, we have a chain of custody, the money that just leaves it laying there. Mr. Newland didn't know that. We have an unsealed evidence bag. We have 10% of all evidence, money evidence in the Adams County evidence locker miscounted. And then keep in mind that miscount on those is less than what is alleged in this hearing. We got people saying we had a miscount, yet they can't even bother to notify the court in an official document that they made a mistake. Just let it ride. As far as the public record knows, which they never corrected, Mr. Foreman never got back all his money. They want to talk about an investigation, but they can't even put in a single piece of paper to correct his mistake. I don't know if I call that lazy or what, but I think it goes to what you consider a fact. Because what is
That's
fact?
worse than lazy.
We can't always know what a fact
It's
is.
negligent.
Correct.
Fact is something you can disprove, right? But can we truly disprove that? Looking at all the evidence, there is questions. If there's questions, it's not a fact. Now, people will form opinions based on that.
That dude's like a science project over here. Look, somebody's watering a potato and He reminds me
my
of like a
God.
middle school project. Somebody's gonna like hook a battery to him and see what
Oh my
happens.
God. I cannot with these people. I
Oh,
cannot.
Lord, how these feel real.
I formed an opinion. I imagine everybody here's formed an opinion. We know that they formed an opinion because they didn't like being called a thief. So that was their opinion. But people are allowed to have opinions. People are allowed to express them.
That's right.
What people are expressing when they call them thief is not a literal statement. It is not a fact. It is a social commentary on the fact that they didn't do things correctly. And they can't even articulate how they could fix it.
That's right.
That is a social commentary if I ever heard one. They don't like it? That's not their choice to like it. They're public officials. They're going to be held to a higher standard. Their work's going to be criticized. I mean, that's just what happens when you're a public official. No reasonable person would expect a police officer not to be criticized. They've all been called names before. Has it affected them personally? Yes. Ms. Grooms testified it made no difference in her life. Her kids didn't take it seriously. And she's taught for damn near 30 years. But they seem to take it seriously. And I come back to Mr. Grooms. He's worried about going out on a call and being shot. Now, maybe I'm old-fashioned, but if I'm going out on a call, I'm worried about getting shot. I'm going to call my wife and tell her to be safe, not sit here and go, I'm worried about me. That's not what you do.
He's
You
shouting.
take care of your family.
Yep.
Mr. Walters wanted to point that out. That just goes to show us he didn't take it seriously. Now, I'm not going to say they're not afraid. Anytime they go on a call, the highway patrol will tell you scariest thing's a traffic stop. You know nothing about the person. You're there by yourself, and things can change in an instant. Is that scary? Fuck yeah. I'd be scared.
Fuck. Did he just say fuck yeah in the middle
Yeah, he
of
did.
court?
If you're truly
He
scared,
did.
you take the steps.
Nobody said anything. You know why
I'm-
the judge didn't say anything? He's not even paying
He's
attention.
not paying attention. Typically, yeah, they'll get on to you about something like that. They'll
Yeah.
be like, no.
Yeah, that I'm shocked that the judge did not say something about him going fuck yeah.
This judge is just tuned out, though. I like that he worked that in there because you know what that does is it doesn't just meet people where they are, but we're talking about something that's controversial. If he can, he's negating some of the controversy. You know, he's like, hey, let me introduce you to myself. I curse in court.
Mm.
And and they let it go. Again, that judge had a perfect opportunity to waylay him yet again. But again,
This
he's over
feels
there
unreal.
reading his mail.
It feels unreal. It doesn't even feel real.
This
It feels-
doesn't feel like a trial
It
anymore.
doesn't feel like a trial. It feels like an like something they'd put on just
Yes,
to entertain us. I swear to God. Because what
Even
lawyer have you ever heard say "fuck yeah" in closing arguments and not get yelled at by a judge?
even mock trials have more dignity to them.
Also, I'm surprised the judge didn't chastise him for screaming at the jury
Yeah.
just then.
I mean, it really, we spend all this time talking about how when everything is going on in a trial, it's not like a show,
Mhm.
and yet here we are. It's just like a show.
It's just like television.
Oh God, I love it. No way.
You start having your family do stuff. You start doing that. If you believe what you're saying, you take the steps towards it. He didn't take the steps. No one else talked about how they took the steps either, did they? And why does that matter? Because a reasonable person is going to look at that. After all, let's go back to me not taking a shower. How would you know I didn't take a shower? Hair
What?
clumpy, probably matted, probably got dirt all over me. That's how you would see. That's how you would prove if that's an opinion or fact. Now, even then, you might say Dave just fell in mud. But no reasonable person would take it in a vacuum. And I want you to think about everything in context. What rap is music, how it's entertainment, how the language works on it, how jokes are made. I want you to think back to it, because that colors how you see it. I love picking on Joe. He's a good sport for it. Look at that suit.
Love
Does
it.
this look like a man who thinks that everybody's going to assume that everything he's saying is fact? I mean,
Wait,
like a
pause.
comedian.
Pause. Yeah, he's like a comedian. I think a better way to have said that would have been, does this look like a man who takes everything seriously?
Yeah. Do you think this guy takes life seriously?
I got what he was saying, but also like it's kind of a little awkward to the way he put it. But
Yeah.
it would have been better to be like, does my client look like a person who takes everything seriously? Look at him.
I like the fact though that, you know, he like burns on him a little bit. And Afroman's like, oh, no problem.
All right.
Oh, kid, he's a clown, dude. A lot of us,
Yeah.
you know, a lot of us we're clowns, man. I'm a fucking clown. I don't care, you know. Yeah, I
I'm an
make fun of
entertainer. I
people.
will dance for your breadsticks. Which, by the way,
Yeah.
if you got any breadsticks,
I
you
will
want
make
to send
video of
over,
me dancing for the.
I will. I am a dancing monkey. Throw some crumbs at me. I will dance for it. I will do whatever. We're entertainers
Lord.
here. We're trying to make you laugh. We're trying to keep you engaged. And like no, not everything is serious. In fact, I hate being serious. I want to be able to laugh, which is why this is the greatest trial of my entire life. So good.
Yeah, I mean, I like this. It's just these people, man. It's just amazing to me that they didn't think about that. This lawyer probably, you know, we talk about bad lawyers a lot. This lawyer probably sat down with them and is like, "You're gonna get rich. You're gonna make bank." You know.
Probably.
You know that's what happened.
Exaggerates for the sake of entertainment. That's who he is. I'm not going to say it's tasteful to everyone, but some people do find it entertaining. I asked an important question about them. I said, do you believe everything in the newspaper? No. Do you believe everything you read on the internet? No. We all know that to be true. A reasonable person knows that. People can post opinions, social commentary, and things all over the internet.
Yep.
And it is just to be expected. That's why we are supposed to use our own filter, use our common sense, use our experiences in life. So while hurtful, it was not that. It was music, entertainment, stuff that no reasonable person would understand. Especially not a public official, because we see it on TV all the time. We see it on the internet. You see it on Facebook. Sometimes people want to turn off Facebook because there's so much political commentary and stuff. But that's expected. Do I expect everything I read is fact? I don't think most of it's fact. I think it's everybody's opinion, and opinions are like assholes. Everybody has one that stinks. But
again, he did it again.
That doesn't mean they can't express it.
I cannot believe he's getting away. Again, I can because this judge is tuned out every time we see him. But my God, even Afroman looks slightly amused. Look at him. He's like, what the?
I can't believe he's getting away with
Oh,
it.
I love it. I love it. Bravo, sir. Bravo. God, I can't believe he is either.
I guess the judge probably gave up after a while.
He did.
Let's
He's
see.
just look. He's
All
doing.
the-
I mean, you saw him there.
That's why we talk about stuff. That's why we should.
He's doing some Wordle or something over there.
I want you
Wordle.
to see how the money's handled. There's a lot of confusion around it, and for that reason. Before I get to another point, I want to address something that's bouncing around my head. Bob says, what does this message send if you find Mr. Foreman? I rephrase that question a little differently. What does this message send if we find that music and social commentary, while maybe not the most tasteful thing in the world, is silenced because a public official, while hurt by it, yes, unhappy by it, yes, pissed off, yes, emotional, yes. What opinion is that? I mean, if you can sue people, music artists, comedians, to shut them down, that's what we're looking at here. I'm sorry they feel the way they do. But
More
there's a certain
candy.
amount that you have to take as a public official. It's part of the
Lord,
business
what's
of
he
the
going for? The entire freaking snack pack?
job. as we talked about during voir dire, as I've talked about them being called
Officer
baby killers, certain
Punky
things you
cannot be
take in
stopped.
mind. It's part of the job.
I wish they'd stop them from eating.
I can't believe nobody has said, "Hey, you're crinkling in the microphone."
Yeah,
Can
I
you turn
would.
your
I'd be
mic
like,
off?
"Fuck that." Like for me, look, I might find you guilty for doing that, or you know what?
We know
or I
how
might
much
find
you hate
somebody
listening to
innocent
people
for it,
eat.
you know, vice versa. If I got to listen to you chew the whole trial for 3 days, I'm likely to find
You
you
are
guilty for
guilty.
real. That is like one of my most hated things in life is listening to people chew like a cow chewing cud. You know, I might put you in prison. You'd be like, but this is civil liability, prison for the what? But they're the plaintiffs, prison.
Electric chair.
The electric chair. He'd probably be chewing that cud all the way there. That'd probably be his last wish. Can I get something to chew on? Like, no.
So Bob talks about how they wanted it to stop. Where was the certified cease and desist letter? Where was all this done? None of that was done until after they started the lawsuit. Until after they brought it to court to make it stop. That's what they wanted to. They wanted to make it stop. That they asked for money.
That is interesting. They didn't send a cease and desist until after the lawsuit was filed.
Yeah, that is weird. Well,
The commentary on them.
I don't know. I mean,
because it doesn't. You don't have to send a cease and desist. I don't think
you don't. But to send it after you start the
and
lawsuit is very.
That had to be an oversight, maybe.
Maybe I don't know.
Maybe they meant to send it before they filed, and then they just didn't.
Are we just dealing with a bunch of idiots?
Sounds like it.
That thought, hey, you know, well, I mean, really, the attitude that the judge had and the attitude that plaintiff's counsel had was they're going to win, you know? I mean, they have that attitude throughout this. The judge, I think, is so tuned out. You know, he was so aggressive through all of this trial toward Afroman, but he figured the end right here, this was just a done deal. Because otherwise, yeah, he could have gone after him 3 times that we've seen now. So I think he just considered this a formality. I think he figured that they were going to find him guilty.
Is nebulous at best. You can see that when you look at it. We have Beetle Bailey, Gomer Pine, Colonel King Kong Bundy. Some of these names are not as bad as others, yes, but they're all for artistic purposes. They're all for jokes. They're all for.
That was a mistake too. They should never have thrown in some of these claims. If they wanted to go for something, they should have gone for the worst of the worst. They couldn't describe, but we had people on the stand that couldn't even tell us why they were suing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, oh, were you suing over this claim? Well, yeah, that's kind of one of them. But he said
but
you're
it's not
balding.
as bad. I like when they would say, "Well, it's not as bad." Like, well, then why are you suing?
Well, it's like he said you were balding. You're suing over balding. You don't have any hair. He's actually. I mean, it's true. Jeez, you know. I mean, your hairline starts on your back. Come on, dude.
This is not paint them in a real life. No reasonable person would think about it. It's kind of interesting because even Mr. Newland agreed that when he was called a pedophile by Mr. Foreman, yes, I had to say a horrible thing to call a person. But even he said it was Mr. Foreman's opinion. So he didn't believe it was a fact. If your own witness doesn't believe it's a fact, how can a reasonable person find it's a fact?
I don't know if I would have gone through that way with that. You know.
What way?
I don't know if I would have gone with, well, is that a fact that he called you a PDF file? I don't know if I would have gone. I probably would have stressed the idea. Public figure, also police department with
one.
PDF file, your brother, yeah.
and musical license. End of story.
I would have gone with all of that together. There's no way I would have just said bump like that, you know?
Yeah.
Bob went to great lengths to say nothing will stop him. Shows us where we're at. We gotta stop his expression. We gotta stop entertainment. We gotta stop exaggeration. That's what Bob's talking about. What chilling effect does that have on the world we live in? Think about it. You don't like what a commissioner does. You don't like what our prosecutor does. You don't like what any public official does, and you make a joke, and you're drugging the court. It may not have been a tasteful joke. It may have been a bad joke. It may have been the greatest joke ever. But what we're saying is if they don't like it, we're back here. What does that say to you, freedom of speech? What does that say to the world we live in? That's what this case is about. And Bob knows that. That's why he mentions it. That's why when you look at defamation and the jury instructions, you'll see that the first element of it is a statement. Portrayal of fact. Has to be portrayed as fact. No music video portrays as a fact. I don't watch Fuck Those Police and turn around and say, you know what, that's a fact. No. I say that's a song and it's entertainment and move on. Sometimes I try to figure out what the words mean, you know, what kind they're getting at, but I don't expect them to present a fact. Fourth element is the proximate cause. It's an interesting question there because you'll get the definition of causation and the proximate. And we never talked about that really during the trial. It's going to be something that I want to discuss. They talked about getting phone calls. None of those posts. Joe never said, call them and tell them this. Mr. Cooley testified that they mailed pound cakes to the office. Joe never said send them a lemon pound cake. These are things that other people have done. Joe never directed them to do it. He didn't cause it. He made a joke. He cannot control how people take it. What they do, he's not done. All he can do is make a joke, make a song. So that's something to consider. Was he the proximate cause or was it someone else? I want you to understand when they get to the question of malice, if you get that far, it has to be actual malice. Public officials, it's a higher standard. Why? Because we hold public officials to a high standard. Let's talk about the false light. That's their second cause of action. That says that a reasonable person would be justified in the eyes of the community if you're feeling seriously offended and aggrieved. I want you to go in on the eyes of the community. They want to say people's humiliating and call them names. The reality is a reasonable person in the eyes of the community is going to say, it's a song. It's a joke. I was flabbergasted to hear it myself that they even thought it was a joke before they brought the lawsuit.
Indeed.
Go to a Halloween party and bring a lemon pound cake.
Yeah, that's pretty bad evidence right there.
I almost have no words for that, honestly, because I get, we're hurt, but it's a joke.
Oh my God, he's stapling things and
So
shit.
a reasonable person.
I cannot with this guy.
Mr. Estep testified about the joke of the shirt. We got the pound cake joke. There's various jokes for this. This was not as negative. This is not changed their view in the eyes of the community because your reputation.
Look at him making all that noise.
Your reputation is like a shirt. You eat a hot dog, you drop mustard on it, you get stains on your shirt. Nobody's reputation is clean. Everything you do affects your reputation. The way you perform your job affects your reputation. Yeah. They all admitted to that on the stand because I asked that question. They all said it does. How they counted that money affects their reputation.
It does.
People can form opinions based on how they did their job and criticize them on it.
And it was reported in the media.
That's the right we have.
Here's a question, too. When they were talking about Afroman calling them thieves, why didn't they sue the media as well? because the media talked about them miscounting money and
Yeah,
you know,
the guy at Fox 19 said the money was missing.
yep. So I mean, what's up with that? You know, if they're gonna, Afroman said the media that these people said this in the media. That's why I said it. So why didn't they sue them? I think that's a decent question.
You have to forgive me, I had to flip through these some. We didn't have a lot of time to prepare as things change on the fly. I think as you go back and deliberate, take a look at all these issues, analyze it in the context of music, entertainment, opinion, social commentary. It's not a fact. And if you look at it, you can see that. Like I said, it may not be tasteful, may not be nice, but even SNL's not nice. South Park's not nice. These things are social commentaries, jokes, entertainment, and some of them are not nice. But you don't have to like everything. You don't have to like everything said about you, and you don't have the right to tell everybody that everything said about you should be sued for, especially if you're a public official. As such, I ask you to deliver a verdict in Joe's favor on all claims. I ask that because when you look at it, no reasonable person could see it as a fact. No reasonable person could see it as even false light. The community, if people called them, that's because the social commentary resonated with someone, resonated with what people experienced in the world. We've lived through a turbulent year, so we've all seen on the news what people are experiencing all over the country. Social commentary resonates because of that. That doesn't make him the proximate cause. That shows a deeper concern in our country.
You know what his
that
LLC
we
is
should be
called?
addressing.
Afroman's LLC is called Hungry Hustler LLC. I was looking through the transcript where they were asking him questions. They were asking him about his money, which is funny. They're asking him about his money, but you know, they would they want to take some more? I'm curious.
Yeah.
Not sitting here trying to decide if a music video is a fact or not. That's what's at issue. And I'm confident as you go back in deliberation, you'll come to that conclusion too. And with that, I thank you again for your service, because it is not easy. And what you're about to do is not easy. It takes time and deliberation.
Can judge.
It takes hard work. And I appreciate that you guys are willing.
He's folding origami.
And I
right now.
reiterate again, that's what makes us a great country. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Osborne. Go ahead, Mr. Flagler.
I don't really care about his closing. You know?
It's pretty short, but it's pretty. It'll make you mad.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Maybe I will. So it's short.
It's not.
I just didn't want to hear it like the last time. I was like, geez, does he ever shut up? You know?
No, he just wanted to have the last say. It doesn't go on for very long, but it'll make you mad.
Okay, good deal. I want it to make me mad then.
This
Nasty
guy is
little puppet man.
Such a dick.
Nothing Mr. Osborne said about sexually explicit songs out in society refer to specific people in the community.
Bullshit.
Like the
So
songs
many do.
that are
Yes, they
issued.
do.
It's not the same thing.
Yes, it is.
Actually, you know
Your
what?
opinions.
It's not the same thing in that this is talking about cops who raided his home. It's a different thing. I agree, you know, because this isn't talking about individuals. It is talking about police
Cops.
officers.
Yeah, it's the exact same thing as the "Fuck the Police" song that he brought up.
Yep. It's just a
Exact
little
same
more
thing.
narrowly tailored.
Yeah, it's just a little more directed using their names. But who
I
cares?
like the fact that this got shut down. I mean, again, like you said, you can always look at something referenced in case law now and be like, oh, that trial right there, Afroman versus. It's funny when you look it up too. I put a link in for the for searches, they put in his nickname. So you can search it under Afroman too. Yeah. You can actually
I love
search
that.
it. Yeah, I love
that.
it too. The court has it filed under. I was shocked because I saw, it had his name, Foreman, and then I was like, it says Afroman. I wonder if you can search that. Hell yeah, you could. Get under it.
Say, in my opinion, Brian Newland is a pedophile. In my opinion, they're all
That doesn't
thieves.
change it.
It doesn't.
In my
You
opinion,
cannot just say, in my
I
opinion.
fucked his wife doggy style.
You cannot just say,
He
in
said-
my opinion, Mr. So.
Oh my God! When you say
pile.
you can't, that doesn't protect you in any
It
way.
doesn't protect
We
you
have gone
anymore.
through law about that with private citizens. That's oh my God.
This is
That-
funny.
That does piss me off a little though for this guy not to even understand that. I mean, so he's just gone in and said, well, if you would have said it was just as well, isn't he making a song still? Isn't that in my
if you're
opinion?
arguing that it's a statement of fact, saying it's my opinion doesn't change it.
Oh God.
These people are so dumb.
It is. It's just really stupid, because if somebody, anyway, I'm not gonna. We've had
This
this
is great.
conversation before. That is crazy.
And I think Judge Hine is going to instruct you, based on everything that's happened so far, that these were not opinions, they were stated as fact. And your job is to decide whether those facts were true or not.
Oh, so he was sure the judge
we
was going
know
to say their statement of
they're not.
fact. Huh?
Yep.
The case isn't about
Oh, and I
women
think he
pouting.
did.
Yeah,
But the
he-
church
It's
was
about
like, fucking who
intentional
cares?
Yep.
lies designed to hurt people.
I love
And-
that.
And
The
they
cops
hurt
they were like, we don't like cops.
Well, and this is also a problem. They said it
if
hurt
somebody
people.
in the jury
How?
room,
Yeah.
How
Yeah.
did these things hurt them? They didn't get fired. They didn't get demoted. They had they said they had threats. We didn't get to see any evidence of those threats.
Well, on top of that, prove that they were related to this,
Right.
Even if you did get a threat, you're a police officer. You mean to tell me that police
You get
officers
those all
don't
the
get threats?
time.
So you've never gotten threats. You've never gotten accused. That's the thing I liked when they were talking to them before. They were like, so all this time as a police officer, you've never had someone accuse you of being a thief or any of that. They're like, no, never. Like, you liar.
says,
Oh, my
well, what
God.
about his First Amendment rights?
Such a lie.
You know, and the law tells you, that doesn't allow lies that hurt people. If someone tells you it's just artistic expression, he ought to be free to say what he wants, the answer is he's not allowed to wrap up harmful lies
To wrap up.
into songs,
Wrap up.
so-called art, put them out there
So-called
and
art.
get away with it.
You don't get more definitive than a
packaging of the
song when it
lie
comes to art.
Doesn't
And
make
that's
it okay.
defamatory. So-called art. Oh my God. I wonder if his feelings were hurt by this.
How can you call a song so-called art? Literally, it is art. That there's no getting around that. A song is absolutely art. Every
you can-
song. It doesn't matter how bad the song is or how much you think it's an artistic expression. Period. So-called art.
What a bunch
This
of
guy,
idiots.
he's trying to do the argument of, the pornography argument, right? Like he's trying to make his art into something obscene. That's a really high bar, sir. It's a really high bar.
Holy crap. Hey, while you're sitting here,
Mhm.
read that bankruptcy thing in your
Yeah,
email.
I'm trying to, but I'm getting pulled. I'm also like paying attention to what we're
Yeah,
watching.
just read
but I was trying to
read number 3 in there.
okay.
Be good. And make sure when you go through it, because of it tonight, edit there, and 2, there's a address in it. So make sure you knock that out
Okay,
because you'll
gotcha.
definitely want to cover that. This is good. You'll want it.
Okay.
The message was clear. And Mr. Foreman doesn't get to wrap himself in the American flag and say, you can't touch me. I can say what I want, no matter how untrue it is, no matter how much pain it causes people, no matter for how long, because I have freedom of speech. You can't do that. I'm confident. You'll tell him.
Are you confident?
Are you
don't
feeling
look
confident today, sucker? Oh,
Mr. Clayton?
man, that really backfired. Nah, that really went badly.
Went so badly.
I'm proud though. I'm actually proud of them for being stupid, because they had no idea. Okay, so I'm gonna pull up the actual verdict. It's not long, but it's pretty good.
It's
Man,
yeah, it's great because
it's
the
actually
judge
this.
is
I wonder if there's a
so
different.
upset.
This one, his microphone is very annoying in it. It's like one
Uh-huh.
channel in. Did you notice that?
I did notice that. In fact, I couldn't hear it when I first tried to listen
Yeah.
to it. I heard nothing. And I
So
realized it was because I only had one earbud in and it was in the
yeah,
other
it was
earbud.
one channel in up. So if you
hate that.
listen to this, folks, and it sounds weird to you, it is not
Or you don't
you.
hear any sound, you need
Yeah.
both headphones in.
Yeah, you got to
okay?
have
'Cause
your,
it's in
it'll
it's
come through
not
your
in
phone,
stereo.
right? Or something. But if you've got like, if you've got two speakers, sometimes I'll take one off and I'll listen to something else, like somebody saying.
Right,
Well,
me too.
it only
Put
one
both
channels.
earbuds in or
Yeah.
you won't hear it because it's not
Well,
in
this was
stereo.
amazing, though.
Mono.
It was absolutely amazing. I love watching. I went back to the beginning because I just like watching him strut
Walk
up
into
in here.
court. I
It's so
know.
funny.
I know.
I can't believe it's real. I mean, this feels like it's like a video game, like some Grand Theft Auto or something. Grand Theft Auto Court Edition, He should be a character in Grand Theft Auto. That'd be
Hey,
awesome.
Tug, check your email too.
Right.
This is amazing. Here he comes. What a boss.
Holy crap. Oh my God, that's amazing.
Did you see that?
Yes. Things are going very bad in that case.
Very badly in the bankruptcy case and for Lynette Preston. Things are going off the rails bad, guys. Off the rails. We will talk about it tonight on my stream at 8 p.m. Give or take 15 minutes. Eastern Standard Time. Or what are we on now? Is it Standard or the other one? I don't even know.
Now, Central.
Eastern Time.
We're on Central Standard Time right now.
Oh.
Oh, for me, right now at 2:40, that's me.
I must be Standard, Eastern Standard.
Yeah,
now.
you're Eastern.
Standard Time.
You're Eastern, so it's
at 8
1
p.m.
hour.
we will go over the bankruptcy stuff.
Yeah.
It is crazy bad right now for her. It sounds like someone's crying.
It does, doesn't it?
What is that noise? Afroman is now eating his first mint of the day, and so is DJ Osborne.
Okay, perfect. I appreciate it.
Oof, bankruptcy is looking real bad.
It looks really bad.
It's worse and worse. Holy shit.
Folks, let me just say, if you have not been keeping up with all of that crazy out of the Germany, it's crazy
It's
stuff.
not too late. It's not too late.
Well,
Just jump in. The water's warm.
It's
We'll
amazing.
catch
I'm
ya.
telling you. So the lady that's being sued, she decided the way that she would protect herself from all these lawsuits was to file bankruptcy, and it has gone the worst way possible.
She's gonna
It's
end up
so-
losing her entire
gonna lose
property, which is
everything.
the whole problem. She moved in across the street from Jeremy Hales and has been making his life a misery. So now her strategy to get out of it was to declare bankruptcy, and now she's gonna lose her property across the street from Jeremy Hales, solving all the problems.
It's just craziness, though, just to see this strategy they adopted. It's amazing. So anyway, tonight, tune into Megan Fox. But I mean, just that whole craziness anyway. It is, I promise you, it is a shit show that when you watch one, it is an epic shit show.
And the chat will catch you up. They're very, very
Oh, yeah.
intelligent on what, they're all very informed. So if you have a question about something we're talking about in the Hales case, just ask the chat. Because the chat will always know. There are people in this chat who have been dedicated to this story for the last 2 years, and they know the answer to every question that you could possibly have. So don't feel like you don't know what's going on. You could just come in and ask questions as you go, and the chat will definitely answer you. Won't you, chat?
Oh, yeah. You'll love it, though. I mean, it's amazing. Every day there's some new chaos and crazy. Anyway, let's see this. But for sure, tune in tonight. Fox, tune in all the time. I mean, we got all kinds of crazy at night. I feel like I've dedicated my night space just to that, no matter what I cover, because it is that crazy.
I have too. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They just told me.
Comfortable, see, all like this stuff. So you know more than I know probably, but the jury's ready.
That's all I know.
That's all I know too. So, process-wise, is that they don't bring them out. The verdict forms go to me. Also,
Yeah, we lose volume for a minute. Okay, so let's see. It comes back. There we go. What an idiot. Then he one channels it.
Just wait until Judge Instruction gives it to
okay, go ahead and have a seat. So the court was informed the jury reached a verdict, is that correct?
Yes.
Thank you. So if you'll hand the verdict forms to the bailiff, he'll hand them to me.
Look
so I can
how
take a
cheerful
look at
he
them.
looks.
I
He's
look
all
at the
excited.
Yep.
form of the paper.
Now look at his face now
Essentially
compared to
to
his
see
face
if they're
after he looks
properly
at the
signed.
form.
Oh yeah, he's going to look so. I mean,
He's going to look so dejected. All
just
of the air is
watch
going to
him.
leave his body. Look at him smiling and confident. Just watch his body language.
They thought they had an easy one. I mean, they really
Mhm.
did. They thought that they had Afroman on the hook, and I mean, just this guy pisses me off so much because of this stuff. You know,
That's the next thing that happens.
you can notice that one channel in, by the way, going on right this second. This is amazing. I mean, it's almost like we're going to watch a funeral.
Look at him. Look at him. It's starting to dawn on him. He's going through it again. Is this the second time now? I think he goes through it 2 or 3
Yep.
times.
Yep.
Look at him. Where is it? Where is it? How can
He's like, where is that
Wait a
win?
minute. Wait a minute. They're all. Oh no. What?
How did this happen?
Look at him. Look at his face.
He's so he's becoming more and more. Oh my gosh! See it? I mean, that smile just
With
died.
regard to decorum, I don't expect any responses from anybody. It's been an emotional case. It's been a well-tried case. The lawyers did what they should do. The parties did what they should do.
He's not
I
smiling
just want
anymore.
to remind everybody that how the verdict comes out isn't something of public comment. So if you have an emotional,
It isn't something of public comment.
attachment
Yes,
to
it
the
is.
verdict, don't express it.
Yeah,
Wait till you get out of the building
He-
before you
telling people
let your
don't
emotions out.
celebrate
Mhm.
because he's
Look at him.
pissed off.
Look at him. He's going through it again.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to say it. He's like, maybe I missed something. Maybe I missed it.
If I wrote these
now the
papers
brow
together
is
enough,
furrowed.
maybe they'll turn to guilt.
Look, his eyebrows are now together. He's got the worry lines. Look at him. He's like, Jesus, maybe it's in here somewhere. Maybe I misread
So
it.
the verdict forms are properly executed. properly completed, copies will be made available to the parties.
Oh my God, that's great.
Look, one more time. One more. We're going to look at it again. We're looking at it again, just in case. This is the third time.
This is
Wait.
In all
amazing.
circumstances, the jury finds in favor of the defendant. No plaintiff verdict prevailed. So the matter will be concluded with defense verdicts.
Oh God, he seems so upset.
Thank
about
you, Mr.
Look at him.
Klingler. Thank you, Mr. Osborne. Thank you to the court staff and the Sheriff's Department for security
Of course,
in the building.
He had
And
to
we'll go
thank
ahead
the
and stand
Sheriff's
adjournment.
Department.
Yep. Yeah. Why exactly? Look, through this doesn't make any sense whatsoever. So when we're covering this, the police department, they're doing their job. They're there providing security. Why are you thanking them in a case that was started by them screwing something up?
Mm.
I mean, why are we thanking them in any way, shape, or form?
I have
You
no
know?
idea. That's their regular job. Does he thank them at every case? Does he
I
thank the
doubt it.
Sheriff's Department every single time? No. You know what he's doing? He's throwing his support again behind the Sheriff's Department. He didn't even bother thanking the jury. Now that's a thing that you're supposed to do, is thank the jury. He didn't even look at them. He wouldn't look at them in the face. Did you see that?
I just love it. Yeah, he's so mad. I mean, again,
He's so
we're at
mad.
7 minutes. I mean, like, it's amazing to watch him. He is so happy when he comes in. I mean, look at how mad. Look at this.
His demeanor change is amazing.
Look at
So
this.
the court was informed. the
Look,
jury
he's all
reached a verdict.
happy. He's
That's
like,
correct.
yay, I'm smiling.
Look
Look
at him.
how
Look at him
happy.
smiling at
So
the
if
jury.
you'll
Is
hand
that
the verdict
correct?
form
Yeah.
to the bailiff,
And he's energetic.
hand them to me so I can take a look at them.
I mean,
I
he's
looked
speaking
at
fast.
The form of the paper,
Listen to this.
especially to see
I mean,
if they're
he's
properly signed.
he knows that
That's
they're
the next
going
thing
to
that happens.
vote the way. I mean, he's done everything he can. He's like, oh, they took my message. Then by the end of it, it's just amazing to see, because by the end of it, I mean, look how he sounds.
Says the jury finds in favor of the defendant. No plaintiff verdict prevailed.
Yeah, and he doesn't ever
Now watch.
look at him.
Does he look at the jury? Not at all.
Thank you. Mr.
He
Klingler.
barely
Thank
looks
you,
at
Mr. Osborne.
at
Thank you to the court staff
defense.
and the,
He's
Look,
Sheriff's
staring
thank you to the
over.
court
Security in the
staff.
building.
Thank
And
you
we'll
to
go
the
ahead
court
and stand
staff and to the
adjourned.
Sheriff's Department. No words for the jury. None. And he turned away from the jury. Wow.
It's amazing. Afroman is like, yeah, baby.
Mm. Yeah.
God, he was. I don't think the judge could believe that. You know,
wait.
honestly.
Oh, he slammed his door. Go back. Go back. The judge slammed his door. Right there. Right there. Wait. Listen.
You guys want to go on into the.
Relax, whatever it is. you eat.
I'll pitch
I
vote.
have rarely seen a judge throw a temper tantrum in the aftermath.
Have them go back into the room.
You know,
I cannot believe
You guys
that.
don't mind,
God,
hang
that's
out there for a
amazing. I
little
want to
bit?
just see that one more time. I've got to watch him one more time. He looks so mad. You know, you can tell we can't hear him here either.
That's all I have to
But look,
So
like he's energetic through this too.
They'll bring him out.
What is
The
that guy
verdict forms
doing?
Go to me.
Oh, the guy
Also-
behind him? I thought for a second that was his arm.
He was rubbing him like a puppet.
I thought that he was
But
like
look how
adjusting
energetic he
something.
seems. Look, he's like, woo,
at him.
yay, fun times, you know. I would love to, you know. I mean, he just seems so excited. And then,
The court was informed
That
the jury
all goes
reached a
bad
verdict.
right
That's
here.
correct.
Look
Oh,
at him.
yeah, I love you
smile.
guys.
Oh,
So
you're
you'll
my
hand the
favorite
verdict forms to
people.
the bailiff.
Oh,
You'll
hi, Jerry.
Hand them to me so I can
So
take a
good
look at
to
them.
see you.
I looked at the form of the paper.
Look at him. He's
essentially to
all
see if
cheerful.
they're properly signed.
Mr.
The next thing
Smiley.
that happens.
oh, the butt hurt is so real.
Oh, he's just explaining things to them, but he can't even say
You know what-
goodbye to them after this. Look at
Well,
this.
what's
Watch
funny
his
too
face.
is look, his chair is cocked toward them. You know,
Yeah.
he's set up to say hi or to say something to them. Usually, you thank them for what they do at the end.
Look at him. I want to know, when is the moment when he realizes it's all over?
He just keeps looking for it. He's like, "Where is it? Where is my guilty plea?"
Look at him. Oh, there. I think we just reached it because the deepening wrinkle between his eyes is getting worse. He's pulling his eyebrows together even harder. Oh, he's like, oh shit.
I really hate this guy, man. I really do.
Man, I hate him too.
This guy, these people like this are, to me, they're enemies of the people because they try to take away our rights. You know?
His face went from excited to, "Are you fucking kidding me?"
Yeah.
Okay, now he's going to do it
With regard
again.
to decorum, I don't expect any responses from anybody. It's been an emotional case. It's been a well-tried case. The
All of
lawyers
a
do what
sudden,
they
he's
should
not
do, the
happy
parties do what
anymore.
They should do. I just want to remind everybody that how the verdict comes out isn't
Chair
something
going
of
away from the
public
jury
comment.
now.
So if you
Look
have
at the
an
chair,
emotional,
Tug.
attachment to the verdict, don't express it.
Chair,
Wait till you get
a
out the
different
door
angle.
before you
No more looking that way.
your
No
emotions out.
sitting that way.
Nope. No, and instead of reading it, he's going to look at it again.
This stuff is amazing. Bravo.
Look at the deepening wrinkle. Guys, look at the wrinkle with the worry lines. They're
You
so
gotta
dark
admit
now.
that this is amazing theater right here.
I can't get
So the
enough of
verdict
it.
forms are properly executed, properly completed.
God, he's like, I
copies
gotta
One
get my
more
chair all
time.
the way over.
One more
parties.
time. One more time.
He looked confused. He's like, wait a minute, did it change? Nope, I don't
Nope.
think it did.
And the chair keeps getting further and further away from the jury.
In all circumstances,
And look how
the jury
fast
finds in favor of the defendant.
he says
No
this and
plaintiff
just is
verdict
done.
prevailed. So the matter will be
He looks so
concluded
deflated.
with defense verdicts. Thank you, Mr. Klingler. Thank you, Mr. Osborne.
And fuck
Thank
you,
to the
jury.
court staff and the sheriff's department for security in the building. And we'll go ahead and stand.
No
adjourned.
jury things.
No jury. I've never seen a judge do that.
I've never seen a
never
judge
seen
be
it.
like, yeah, thanks to my staff, thanks to the staff and for security, but you don't think that
Like the jury. I've
for
never
their
seen that.
time and their
I've
oh
never
my
seen it.
God.
No, in fact, I'm surprised he wasn't like, fuck you, jury.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, he probably thought about it. I mean, he looked
Oh
like he
my
was going to
God.
have a freaking temper
And then he
tantrum.
goes, he flounces into his chambers and slams the door.
Oh my God, I'm so proud of him. Oh,
Oh,
Lord.
man. I got to step away for a minute. I'll be right back.
Okay. I mean, that folks, that is absolutely freaking amazing. What's amazing through this, excuse me, that is a alarm for yesterday for something, I don't remember what. But also with all of this stuff, you know, we have, I mean, there is some amazing stuff that's still sitting out there. Every one of these folks, again, this is in the court. You can go and pull these for free, just to note too. But in every one of these, you have the depositions, and the deposition I've been looking at, actually it's right here. So the deposition I've been looking at right now attached to this, you have not, you not have one, but two freaking depositions from Afroman, where they go through and talk about all this, and it is amazing to go through it because there is some Afroman. You can just, now that we've seen the trial, you can hear him speaking when you go through it all. But you have this, you have everybody. So I went and pulled them. You have, as far as it goes, you have Walters, you have Brian, what's his face, Newland, who I really want to go through and look and see if anything about, I'm going to put it on like WordFind so we can see if a PDF pops up in there, you know, and if there's any discussion of that stuff before, the old PDF file, you know. Yeah, there it actually does. There are questions about that, you know, and about family members. Now, let me see how old this was, by the way. So this depo, I believe, was taken in 2024, if I'm not mistaken. No, I take it back. It's 8/08/2025. So as far as that is concerned, I mean, like I said, they're all interesting. So the PDF thing, it comes up 7 times in this, and I'm not gone through everything, but he's saying that's That's the reason he's there. He said that people behind him, they started talking to him about situations, and they were calling him a PDF file, and it's quite amazing to look at. And
So this is the deposition.
yeah, and they bring up the brother in it. So check this out. I like I said, I've been looking through all of it, and even that's amazing. Give me 1 second here. I'm gonna lock in on this. Okay, give me a minute. So, yeah, I mean, there's a bunch of depots, and these cops, they know that he knows he's in trouble here because you can see it brought up. I'm gonna ask you to give me more information because I don't know about So, meet the team night. There's no set day, but for the community gets together with school and everybody that plays like spring sports, everybody plays fall sports. They get together and have like a parade and announce everybody and everything else. So I'm there. Of course, people behind me start talking to me about the situation and calling me a PDF file, asking why I'm here. Playing music on their phones. So they're playing Afroman music, according to them, and everything else. So they're playing it while he's there. So I'll leave for my daughter's event. Like I said, they play both volleyball and cheer. I stopped going to their games for almost a year because every time you walk in someplace, something being said, there's a comment or a snicker. Everybody's talking about
you. Can't go out in public because there's a comment and a snicker.
Yeah.
What the hell is wrong with you?
How can you be a cop then?
Yeah, everyone's laughing at you anyway. You're a cop.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So said, well, everybody's talking because they think you're a PDF file, because they think I'm a thief because of your client's disgraceful videos. And
it has nothing to do with your brother. I'll read the questions if you want. It had nothing to do with your brother.
Love that. No, and I don't understand why you have some ethics.
Can we go off the record, please? Okay, we're back on the record. So other than what we were talking about before we went off the record, is there any reputational harm?
Yeah, they go through reputational harm and all of this stuff. But PDF file comes up. I wonder if brother comes up more than that. See, like I said, I've been picking through this just to see brother-in-law. Let's see. Let's go back to the front.
Holy crap.
Mr. Foreman's brother-in-law. So they're like, oh, well, he was a bad guy. That's interesting. So they talked about his brother-in-law, but his brother doesn't count?
Yeah, apparently not.
That's weird.
So here we go. So tell me about your brother. Do you have a family member that was in trouble and had a mugshot taken?
Yeah, I had a brother. Notice that too? I had a brother.
Tell me about your brother.
What do you want to know about him?
Was he criminally charged?
He was, yes.
Is that still pending?
As far as I know, it only happens with my brother in every year. Wait, what?
What is that?
Oh, they're talking about the family thing get together. They only have a family get together every year. So he doesn't know.
I'm just going to document the objection.
I saw. Oh my God. I mean, he throws a fit about all of this stuff.
Look at line 22.
Yeah.
Read that one.
He's like, I don't know what this has to do with me.
Well, there's a photograph of you and him side by side.
Listen, we're all adults here, okay? We know that was not toward my brother. It was towards me based off everything else. Let's just get back down to it. So he's saying, even though his brother was that thing, that doesn't matter because the song is about him. It's not about his brother. I would say that your brother counts into that too. You know?
Well, yeah, because he was calling them wasn't he calling them the pedophile pilgrim family?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he was calling the whole family that. So, so that leads me to my next question. You're asking for damages due to reputation. Tell me about how your reputation has suffered.
Tell you about how my reputation has suffered.
Yes.
You have social media, right? Facebook, Instagram. Have you seen a post where I'm called a PDF file, a thief, and everything under the sun? I mean, that's definitely damaging to anybody's reputation, whether you're a cop or an attorney or musician, especially when it's not true. Especially when I have 2 teenage daughters that come home from school, and I don't know how many days during those months afterward crying that kids were saying stuff. You notice they didn't try to use this? He didn't bring up his kids really like
Yeah,
that?
they did. He did.
He did to a point.
He said that sleepovers couldn't happen in his house anymore.
Yeah, but he doesn't weaponize it like he does here. Now that's interesting, you know. I think it's because when you're bringing up kids and yeah, actually, oh my God. You're talking about the PDF file Pilgrim family?
Yeah.
Yeah, look at let's see. Did it
What's
lock
that
on the
supposed to
other?
mean, PDF file Pilgrim family?
Yeah. I thought I'd look at the other page and see, because I had both of them. I have the Afroman. This is Afroman 1, you know, on there. And he talks about it here. So he's like, this is Afroman talking. It's from what I understand, his brother was the chief of Peebles, you know. And so when I said family, that's a humorous exaggeration, but I was referring to his brother being the chief of Peebles and being arrested for sending, I guess, inappropriate pictures to minors. Wow. He's like, well, what's your source on that? It's all on Google and the internet and the news and everything. He was a chief of Peebles and he was sending inappropriate pictures to a minor or something to that effect. It's on, you can Google it, you know. Oh my God. Why would they ever? Why would they think it's a good idea with this kind of stuff out there?
I have no idea.
God, what idiots. I mean, that, again, every one of these people, they have a file that you can go through. And oh my God, I'm starting to go through them now. They are amazing. Some of them, they have little treats like that in them. Each one of them, of course, is crying about this or that. But I'm curious, how many times does Afroman say the word money? You know? Let's see. Oh my God.
Your email's blowing up again, by the way.
Is it?
It is.
Okay,
It's going
holy
off
crap.
the rails.
So he
It's going
says
off
the word
rails.
money 140 times.
Perfect.
Oh my God. I'm reading through this real quick.
It's insane.
What a piece of trash. This is amazing. So, you know, with the stuff for tonight too, you guys are going to be very entertained by tonight. Tonight is going to be,
Oh yeah.
it's going to be very wild. Now, we had 2 other items listed. Let's talk about those, you know. Let's talk about some of the crazy that has been popping off. Let's talk about let's go with the Bachelorette first. My God, that video. Let's just pull up the video. I don't care. I don't know how the video will be taken. Let's see.
You should play it. I mean, it's,
Yeah, I'm going to.
Look, it's not, the only thing that makes it difficult to watch is that at the end of the video, this idiot who's swinging a chair at her ex swings the chair and hits her child in the head.
Actually, the
luckily you can't really see it. You just hear the kid.
Yeah, well, they pointed out, like with the TMZ video, as a arrow that goes right to child. So, but check this out. This people are defending. People are like, well, this happened a while back, or what?
Yeah, I don't care.
Well, for me, I've never seen this, and to be honest, look, DV doesn't stop. You know, it doesn't stop being relevant. If somebody's doing horrible things to someone, then, and on top of that, this video wasn't just so she has 2 baby daddies. Okay. One of the baby daddies was like, I knew this video existed. I've been wanting to find
she had been arrested for it. She was on probation for it. So ABC absolutely knew that she had DV in her background that she had been arrested and convicted of. And they still cast her. And the reason why they cast her, and this is so sick, is because she is also the star of a Hulu reality series, Mormon Wives or whatever, the Mormon Wives Housewives show, and they wanted to cross promote. So they take this idiot who comes from this other show that now Disney and Hulu are one, because Disney bought Hulu, and they make her the star of an ABC Disney show so they can get 2 audiences in one. It's all money, and it's all disgusting because they used to vet people that they would put on these dating shows, right? Because you can't put somebody with a criminal record in this kind of, with DV in this kind of situation, just like you couldn't put an SAer.
No, you're putting all those people in danger. Here's the thing, and this is why I think a lawsuit is valid for all the people that are going to be on that show, because those people were going to be put into a situation where the networks knew they could be in harm's way. They knew what someone was capable of, and yet they didn't care. In fact, they probably thought, hey, this will make even better television. What if something happens? You know,
Yep.
one time.
Oh, the devil works hard, but the Bachelor producers work harder, let me tell you.
Man, but a lot of people, a lot of people were like, well, these 2 people are both terrible. Well, put up some videos of the other person being terrible. I'd love to see those because, I don't keep up with all these shows and stuff. I don't give a shit about them, to be honest. What I do is I see a video that is awful, and I'll tell you, it's gross to see people excuse this, especially, let's just watch it, and then especially the kid portion. I don't know how you, and a lot of the, also on this too, they keep saying, well, he's hiding behind the kid. He's not hiding behind the kid. I've never, anyway, let's just,
yeah, look at you, look, yeah, look, this is called physical abuse. Yeah. See, Taylor, this is all you do. It's the only thing you know how to do is hurt me. Huh? And you think this is okay? It's not okay. Holy I don't give a Let me go. Stop.
Jeez.
Dude, leave me alone.
there's a kid right there on the thing.
Your daughter is right here.
Oh my God.
Oh my gosh.
Oh
my.
So you hit the kid.
You're no, you. Stop. Your daughter. Stop screaming at me.
She still didn't stop.
No, she doesn't stop. It doesn't stop. People are defending this online.
Taylor! That's it. That is it. No more. You're done. Stop. No. I did not.
that poor kid.
You're on the page. You're doing this.
That breaks my heart.
No.
Awful. Oh my God.
I'm done taking the blame for you. Yeah, I'm sorry, Indy. Taylor? Get the out! I'm done with you. I'm done. Stop. You're the Taylor! Yeah, your daughter. You're screaming. Your daughter just got hit in the head with a metal chair. No, you. Go and help your daughter. Now. Help your daughter, Taylor.
So this is the person though that they want to promote. And that
they did promote as the Bachelorette. They filmed an entire season with her until her ex put this video out, and suddenly they cancel the show.
Yeah.
They knew it existed. They knew about the conviction. They knew about what she did. But because the public is now seeing what she did, now it's different. They can't spin it. They can't spin it into, oh, it was reactive abuse or it was blah, blah, blah. But I'm still hearing people defend this bitch. I'm sorry, but I will never defend that. What she did, ignoring her crying daughter after she hurt her.
The spin is stuff like this. It's like, that's reactive abuse. Oh, his tone. Are you kidding me? She had, from the beginning of that, she has her hands around his hair, hitting him and stuff. His tone.
Kicking, punching, throwing metal chairs.
I mean, him recording too. I'll tell you, man. I'm going to be very careful in how I'll say that. I'll just say from experience, police experience, backed by record, I will tell you that you have to record, because otherwise they are just as likely to blame you. It doesn't matter
Yep.
what happens.
This person
So,
who wrote this, by the way, said, "We don't know everything, so let's move on and let the courts handle." Well, I've got news for her. The courts did handle it. She was found guilty of domestic violence. She was arrested. She was convicted. She was put on probation. And she was still on probation when just a couple weeks ago, she had another incident of hitting him in a car. So she violated her probation. The courts have handled this, and the courts have sided with her ex. And do you know how hard that is? And now the public is siding with her? Give me
yes.
a break. You got to be kidding me. Not all the public, but a lot of them.
There's a
I'm
lot of
seeing-
people, man. There are thousands. They're like, they're doing whataboutism. Like, well, if it were the NFL, they wouldn't. Well, first of all, the NFL is shit about their reactions, but they do suspend people still. They do. And yes, they should do more about it. I agree. But that the whataboutism doesn't work. You
No.
can't have you can't take that and say, just because this situation or that situation, that makes this okay. This idea too, hiding behind the kid, in that you could take that as he's like, hey, your kid's here, and
He
moving
put his
over
arm
that
out
way.
multiple times. It was the third time.
I'd say you're
that
moving
she
that
got
way to
past his
stop it.
arm.
You know,
I don't
mean,
think he was hiding behind the kid. He was trying to protect the kid. He
that's
kept
what I'm
putting
saying. I
his
think he's
arm
trying
in
to
the way.
stop something from going that way.
Mhm.
But just to make excuses for this, and there are very large accounts making a lot of excuses and saying, well, you know, these two first of all, it grosses me out that no matter what, again, I don't know who this person is from Adam, but it grosses me out that every time something comes up with this, especially from high profile females, especially, we hear both of them are horrible. You know, this whataboutism pisses me off. Like, you can't look at that and say, even if you want to hate the person, the dude in that too, there is nothing that can excuse what happened with that kid. Nothing.
You want to know what else is crazy about this case, about the Bachelorette? This is nuts. Oh my God, I didn't know this until I just Googled it. We got a whole bunch of problematic people in this thing. Brad Ledford, who is one of the, here, I'm trying to share it. It's not sharing. Why is it? Okay. Brad Ledford was set to be one of Taylor Frankie Paul's 22 suitors on the ABC reality series. Turns out he was driving the car that paralyzed the Congressman Madison Cawthorn.
Oh, wow.
Holy cow. What is with this season? You gotta be kidding me.
All of it's just insanity. It's all.
Boy, did they not do their homework or what?
They figured, and honestly, when you listen to it, again, I'm an outsider from all of this. I don't know when people are like, well, there was a show on this or that. I'm not seeing that. I don't. And if what I see is this come up in this specific thing that is out there, that is horrible. That says for her, first of all, that, God, the courts, by the way, decided that until there is a hearing, they have stepped in and they have taken away custody temporarily. So they have removed her custody with the kid, which, yeah, they want to talk about what's going on there. Now, again, this is apparently an older video, but that doesn't make it better. Good Lord.
No, it doesn't.
We're not talking like, oh, silly, stupid mistake. We're talking about some awful shit.
Yeah, by the way, ABC really needs to do better vetting, because in the guy who was driving the car that Cawthorn was injured in, Cawthorn says, he said, "My brother, my best friend, he leaves me in a car to die in a fiery tomb." Ledford disputed that claim, saying that it hurt very badly. He would say something as false as that. But Cawthorn says the guy left him in a burning vehicle.
This stuff is just nuts. All of it. I was doing a search. I was curious, though, how widespread the defense of it. I was, I was like, surely there's not going to be that much, Oh yeah, there was a lot of defense.
It's a nightmare. And now they've canceled the entire season, and now the men from the show might be suing, and I think that they should. I think they should sue. I think ABC was warned over and over again
Mhm.
that she was going to be a liability, and they refused to listen. And if you go back, you listen to Dave Neal, he covers a lot of Bachelorette stuff. He brought it up. Reality Steve brought it up before this even was a thing. Dad Challenge podcast told everybody that she was going to be an absolute disaster. It's terrible what has happened. Oh, by the way, did you hear about the Duggars?
No. Hey, can you hold it 1 second and then we'll
Sure.
just talk for 1 minute. I'll be right
I
back.
will.
No.
I don't know if those of you in the chat know, but yet another Duggar son has been arrested for child essay. That's the second one. So Joseph Duggar and his wife have been arrested, both of them. Her for negligent, something to do with negligent care of children, and him for touching several years ago. I guess I think one of his sisters came forward, another sister, and now his wife. So Joseph and his wife have been arrested. Yeah, it's terrible. I've been kind of paying attention to that. It's Kendra, that's her name. I've been paying attention to that. The Duggar family, man, I never watched that show, probably because I grew up in a religion that was real close to it, and it always made me uncomfortable because that religion is just that real fundamentalism is triggering for me. I can't watch that because I grew up in that. And but yeah, yet another Duggar and his wife have been arrested for
yeah, I saw that. So he
crimes
got
against
arrested
children.
first, and then they came in and arrested the wife after that.
They found apparently what they found in the house when they went to do the safety check on the children is they found 2 doors in the house that were the children's rooms with locks on the outsides of the doors. And apparently wherever that is, that's illegal to do, wherever they lived. I don't know where. And you can't lock children in the rooms. Now, aside from the Duggars, if we're not talking about the Duggars, I personally don't understand why that would be a reason to take your children away, because I have personally known people who have 2-year-olds who have escaped the house, and that becomes a safety issue, like a serious safety issue. I was outside one time, and there was a 2-year-old walking down the Chicago neighborhood sidewalk in a diaper with no adult anywhere. And I picked him up and I started walking door to door knocking, and I found his house, and this poor woman was hysterical. She didn't even know he was outside of the house. Said he had she went and found she went and looked, and the back door, she had even installed a latch higher than he could reach. And this kid had pushed a step ladder, and climbed the step ladder, unhooked the latch, and got out.
God,
like
some of
these kids are little escape artists. So I don't know if it's by itself, if that should be a reason, but I guess when it comes to the Duggars, they have been very vocal about locking children in their rooms. Michelle Duggar used to do it on the show, I guess, and they talked about locking them in their rooms. And so this is like a thing they do for discipline, which is not the same thing as trying to stop a kid from leaving the house unsupervised. You know what I mean? So
it's crazy what they
don't
arrest for. So I lived over in an apartment building, and they started, they decided, after I'd moved in there, it was a while back. I was paying like $600 something a month, which was high for the area, the college area. But they decided they would start taking lower income, the payments, housing payments. And when they did, there was this little kid that he would wander around every home, little bitty kid, man. Couldn't have been maybe 5, maybe, but he would come in and he'd be like, "Hey, can I come in your house and watch TV? And can you feed me?" His parents would let him wander around. And when people would, people called about that, because that's bad, that's really bad. When people would call about it, they did nothing about it. They did absolutely nothing. They would come in and be like, "That's not good. Don't do that. Don't let them do it anymore." And then they'd be right back at it.
God, I know. Here, I found this article too, and it does confirm what I had heard. Let me share this with you real quick. Kendra Duggar and her husband Joseph were both arrested and charged with 4 counts of endangering the welfare of a minor, 4 counts of false imprisonment on March 20th after an investigation by local police in Arkansas. I can tell you that the arrest was a result of a home inspection and the door locks being on the exterior of the children's rooms doors, a source close to the family says. A spokesperson for the Duggar family said that Kendra's charges are not related to the charges filed against Joseph after a 9-year-old accused him of essaying her on a family vacation.
Yeah. Yeah. So I figured it'd be something like that for with it. So that's, oh God, they've just been, that whole family has
Well,
just
there's
been a
something
mess.
wrong there. Like I was saying when you were gone, like that the fundamentalism
Yeah.
involved, like I believe they're in a cult. I believe that their religion is a cult. I was raised in one pretty similar, except I was very lucky that the people in my particular cult were really nice people.
Right.
Sometimes really nice people can be in cults too. And
Sure.
in fact, our pastor,
Actually, a lot of them, when
a lot,
you talk
yeah.
about the people who survived, like the Koresh,
Well, right. I mean,
Branch
some,
Davidians.
it's
Yeah, they
not
were.
always your fault. My pastor was actually raised in it himself. And so he was a part of it and, kept it going because that's how he was raised to believe. And he did eventually leave. He was a really good man, actually. And he eventually left and took the whole church with him and left that cult. And now he runs a non-denominational church where they've given up on all of that craziness that was the cult stuff. But so I was surrounded by a lot of really good people. So I didn't have the kind of experience that some of these people have, but I saw it though in the
I was in a
southern.
happy cult.
Well, it was definitely a cult, but it wasn't. It wasn't like as far as I knew. Like I'll tell you how he dealt with abuse. So there were abusers. Obviously, there were like child abusers who gravitate towards those things, with the
Right.
really strict fundamentalist teachings and whatever. And there was this one man in our church who gave me the real creepy vibes when I was a teenager. And he used to invade my personal space and he made me very uncomfortable. And then I saw him staring at the pastor's 4-year-old daughter in a way that a man should
Ugh.
not stare at a 4-year-old. So I went to my pastor and I told him how he made me feel. And I told him about how he was staring at his 4-year-old daughter. And my pastor kicked him right out of church. He went right out the door. So he didn't put up with that kind of stuff. There wasn't any covering up. If something like that was happening, it was getting addressed. It wasn't like I said, he was a good man. And in some of the sister churches though, in Southern Illinois, I believe that stuff was going on and was being covered up. But that we were lucky we were in an urban area and it was less likely to happen where we were because it just wasn't, it was more I don't know. It was more modern. That's like the only word I can think of to say our church was more of a modern church, whereas the other ones were stuck in the past, a long time in the past. And they would do that thing where you turn to the church instead of law enforcement. You know what I mean? That's the thing that they do in that the Mormon church has gotten caught doing, and the Catholic church has gotten caught doing, and some of these fundamentalist churches like the Duggar's church, they do the same thing. Where you turn to the church when there's a problem and then they cover it up. And that's not okay.
That's that Scientology thing for sure we hear about,
Right.
I mean, that's really what, as far as Scientology, that's what happens. That's why so many problems had come up, they managed to hide things for a long time. But this family though, they have some real problem. There's something just really broken, like you said.
I think it's generational. One of the kids has written a book about her grandfather, Jim Bob's dad, and about how their grandmother would never let him be in the same room with the children alone. And they were instructed not to ever be alone with him. And the girls were instructed to never wear bathing suits in front of him and to never, just to never be alone. So clearly something had happened with the grandfather, with Jim Bob's dad, But instead of getting rid of him or leaving him, they all just had to live with it. What? So, yeah, that's another developing story that is going to be,
I think
real
that one
bad.
it'll make huge waves when it comes up, for sure. So you've got that. You've got, like I said, you've got this bachelorette fallout, which I think is just going to get crazier, just to be honest, because it's going to open the floodgate for more crap to come up, and it may, like you said, it's going to open up all. I really do think we will see a lawsuit. They've been talking about having one, and I think we actually may see a lawsuit come out of that. And if it does, I really do think the contestants there, if they knowingly put you in danger, that what's the liability to it? I think that would be a good question, because you're not talking about like going on Survivor, knowing, hey, there could be something out here that could harm me. You're going on a dating show, and you have this expectation, like you said, if it were flipped around and you went on The Bachelor, and there was a dude that would have been accused of SA or been convicted of that, that would be a problem. People would see that as a very real problem, and turning it around, if they're gonna, you see that, like, God, I can't imagine opening my home and everything else to somebody, and then finding out that's what they do. This is who they've been, and who they've been known as too. Apparently, reading a lot of the commentary, a lot of people are saying, well, they're both terrible. There was a show, and this show, they were both awful. So this stuff's been known for a long time. It's known to audiences out there. Why exactly are you defending these people then? Or this person? Again, I want to see if when people claim both, drop video. Don't just make a claim. Because I hate that excuse. They're both terrible. Well,
yeah, show me how terrible. Where is it that he's terrible? Because he doesn't have any charges against him, as far as I know.
It also doesn't minimize what we just saw. Just because if they're both terrible, okay, well, that's not an excuse. And I don't know, it just drives me nuts. It's amazing what people will there's so many layers of the defense there anyway. They're defending it because they're a star. They're defending because female. God, if you can't look at something where a child is harmed in that and see that as a problem, I feel like people are lost sometimes. They're just there's no reaching them at all.
Yeah, there isn't. A couple of you in the chat are like, why are you on so early?
We're just talking about, we're doing the daytime stuff too. We're talking about.
We're trying to get some daytime streams in, because there's a lot to talk about. There's a lot going on in the world, including, because don't worry, we'll be on tonight on my channel regular time, but including the Kelsey Fitzsimmons trial, which started today. Day one was today, and there was some crazy stuff that came out there. Now, Kelsey Fitzsimmons was a police officer whose ex got a temporary restraining order, an ex parte restraining order, to telling a judge that she was mean when she was drunk, although there was no incident that sparked this. He told a judge that she was mean when she was drunk, even though there was no incident of her being drunk and mean on the record, except for 10 years before. She had had 2 arrests, one for drinking underage and another one for disorderly conduct 10 years previously. So that's the only thing that I could find that was on the record. He goes to a judge. He says he thinks that she's having a mental problem and that the baby, their 4-month-old baby, is unsafe with her, and he needs a restraining order and custody of the baby. Somehow, a Massachusetts judge says okay to this restraining order against a fellow police officer. I think he is a police officer too, and so is his family.
Yeah, see, and the media has been so dishonest in writing this up too, because they'll write it up as, the incident. They'll write it up as, this happened and it was a cop, and it's like, well, it's a little bit more complicated than, a cop doing something to a cop,
And then so they go to her house to get the baby, and now they bring the restrained person. They invite the restrained person to her house. He's a fireman. Thank you, not a cop. He's a fireman.
Yes, that's right.
They invite him to her house. The guy who says he's afraid of her and can't let her near him. He gets to come to her house, go into her house, get get stuff out of the basement. We don't know what. While they're taking her baby from her and she's getting things for the baby. And at some point she gets to her service firearm and puts it to her head and tries to kill herself. And the gun doesn't work. The police, with no body cams, say she aimed the gun at them and fired twice, but nothing happened. And I'm supposed to believe that you, as a police officer who are armed, you allow a person to point a gun at you and pull the trigger twice before you fire back?
Well,
I
they
think
also
she had it pointed at herself, pulled the trigger twice, and it didn't work. Then they shot her in the chest.
They also don't call out firearm or anything, you know, with it either. I've just seen enough instances where we have had major lies that I'm just going to be real. I don't trust cops. I don't. I know. I may, you know, if somebody has a problem with that, well, I don't. I saw it there. There was a high profile instance where a woman called in a complaint on her neighbors. Been calling it in for, you know, complaints on her neighbors for the longest time. And a SWAT team from a tribe, I can't remember the tribe, but tribal area, and then another team, they all congregate on these people, and they're in, I think it's a trailer. I think it's just a trailer, but they have cameras inside. Now, outside, they drop a drone into these people's home, and it wakes these people up. They're like, what the heck? And you can see it. There's on film. And they're like, what the heck? What is that? And when they wake up, then the cops outside are like, oh, blah, blah, blah. Come out with your hands up. Well, the guy, when he gets up, he goes over, he sees the drone. He picks it up, walks to the door. His wife's behind him. He throws the drone out the door, and the police open up on him. They open up on him, right? Well, they start crafting a story because they don't know that all of this has been caught on film. They come out talking about how he was resisting, all of this other crazy. Then we get the film, and you find out, oh no, they just opened up on an innocent dude. By the way, the neighbor who called in the initial complaint, they lied. So, and with stuff like that popping up all the time, I want body cam for everything.
Can you believe these cops have no body cam? They have
I can
no
believe
body cam
that
footage.
lets them get away with a lot.
And same with the Karen retrial. These are Massachusetts cops, and they somehow still don't have body cams. If they had body cams in this case, we probably wouldn't even be here right now because we'd have the truth.
Yeah.
But we don't now. We have to go on cop's word versus her word. She survived the getting shot in the chest thing, and now she's on trial for assault with a deadly weapon. Can you believe it? You get shot in the chest. They admit she was trying to kill herself, yet they say she pointed the weapon at them. I don't believe it. I do not believe it. I just don't. I don't believe them.
The solution to all of this stuff, all of it, is body cams all the time. There should be no way to pause them, to turn them off. They are always on. I don't care. They're like, oh, well, it'll catch sensitive material. Who gives a fuck? You know, accountability all the time, and not just service calls. I want everything recorded.
It protects everybody. It protects everyone. I would love to stick around, but I do have to run. I've got to get dinner started.
I'm at a super chat portion anyway. So we're good.
All right, cool. We'll see you guys tonight, 8 p.m.
Yeah,
Eastern
you want to be
Standard
here
on
for
my
it too.
channel. I'm making
good.
a thumbnail now. It's going to be crazy.
Oh, it's going to be good.
Craziness.
All right.
All right.
I'll see you. Yeah.
Bye.
All right. All right, let's do this. Now, I got these two at the beginning, but thank you again. Appreciate you, my friend. And also, Franklin, thanks for the 10. Okay, so this, Tug, Megan, and us, we the people, this show and participation is no different than Undercover Boss. They work for us. They need to remember that. Yes, I think that's with any of this stuff. Look, as far as any of this stuff goes, police work for us, but they feel a lot of times that there's some kind of protected class, like you're talking about with the Afroman thing. Look, if they do something wrong, then we have the right, even if they do 100% right, we still have the right to go in and talk smack about them. You don't have to like police. You don't have to like anybody. first of all. But police, you know, I've had a few good incidents. I've had some bad instances, and I have a, you know, it is, I'm not going to say I never had a a good feeling with it, but it created a very healthy disdain. You know, it's earned with some instances. I've had instances, like small instances. I got pulled over one time and I used the word dude because I wasn't thinking about it. I called a police officer. This is back when, and a long time ago, but I got pulled over. They said I didn't have a seatbelt on, which I did. You know, I wore my seatbelt all the time. So I never not drove with it. But I told the cop, I was like, dude, you know, I had it on. And he just flipped out. He's like, I'm not your fucking dude. Hit my car, threatened to pull me out. It was crazy, you know. So I've had instances like that. I've talked about the instance where I got pulled over with an army of police for they misidentified my car. They thought it had been involved in a crime. Oh Lord, that was crazy. But yeah, and then I've had instances where I've had to unfortunately call for their help, and 2 officers were really good in it, but one, ooh, you know, and they deserve it. At the same time, like I've got an issue here in our county. Our DA was removed. Okay, he was removed for just negligent bullshit, and I would love to cover it, but I know that guy will retaliate to the point that they would make for me, I don't really care, but they would make my family's life uncomfortable too. I wish I could get, you know, one of these cop watch channels, man. I got a good story for one of them if they ever want it, but I don't think I can cover it. But yeah, they work for us. You're right. Rozilla, thanks for the 2 there. We made Megan as Golden Hill. Check it out. Oh, check it out then. Thank you. Suzanne dropped 5 gifted memberships. Thank you, Suzanne. That is quite awesome of you and much appreciated. SF, thanks for the 5 there. Someone needs to tell Afroman to make a t-shirt saying, I won. Yeah, that's right. Here's your court costs. That's what they need. Right, glad. Thanks for the 5 there. 100%. The judge feels his feels really did get in the way of everything. The Constitution. Yeah, it's what matters, not feelings. That's right. That's absolutely right. And they wanted to treat it like it was like these were private individuals. They tried to conflate that. And that judge thought, you could see it in his reactions. He thought that they had to win. He was wrong. He done it. Leg warmer lady, thanks for the 10 there. I've sent a picture of our money for Bug on your face. Okay, cool. I appreciate that. Yeah, she's not seen foreign, you know, outside the U.S. money. So I appreciate that. Suzanne, thank you for the gifted membership there. Thank you very much, Suzanne. Much appreciate that. Cynic, that's funny. Pete is going to go after Afroman for the roasting pigs. That's funny. Allie, thanks for the 5. Can Afroman deduct the cost of the gate, door, and the money they owe him? It's actually the court saying you owe us money. It's not the with the cops. But yeah, I mean, what's ridiculous is Afroman will probably end up eating the cost of his attorney, which he'll be able to get back. Like most of us, if you and I were in that situation and we went after this and we won, we would end up eating the cost of that trial. And I mean, look at people that like again, no matter what you think about somebody in these, look at like Karen Reed, for example, all of that. Look at the bill she got. She eats that bill, man. You know, you just do. So it's wild. Cynic. I mean, he could sue, but he's probably not going to win. You know, Cynic and Chief, thanks for the 5. We need a meme of Randy Walter's new baby. He's half black and Smartt age pro. That's funny. And you know it's got to be out there somewhere. I bet if we look around, I bet we find it. Wendy, thanks for the 5. What does Afroman have to pay any of the legal fees? Well, he really shouldn't. He shouldn't. It's not the legal fees. It's the court costs, just to say. It's court costs. But why is he having to pay anything? See, I saw some people talking about it, and they're like, well, that can happen. Yes, it can happen. But typically, losing side pays. You don't usually get saddled with court costs. You know, it doesn't matter if it can happen. It's up to the judge as far as that's concerned. So I just think that's crazy. Suzanne, thanks for the fun there. Perhaps Tug could change his mask to the flag pattern. I could put a flag pattern in there. That would be fun, actually. Cynic, thanks for the 2. Megan, get a butane camp stove to cook. I'll tell her that, by the way. You know, I should have thought of that right off the bat, because I have one of those around. And if it's really bad, power-wise, we go with something like that. Hey, what's up, Nick, man? Nick is nocturnal. Oh, Nikki. I'm sorry. I thought I said Nick. My bad, man. My bad. Nikki. My brain, man. I'm sorry. Nikki. I said Nick. And then I looked and I was like, that's a female. My bad, Nikki. Nikki is nocturnal. Gosh. Oh, if I don't butcher a name at least one time a day, something's wrong. But thank you for the membership. Thank you. Welcome. Thank you for the membership. Welcome to Tug's Stew. I won't ever forget that one, at least again. That is totally on me there. My bad. What is that? TZA. I don't know how to pronounce your name. 5 there. More reasons for Afroman to make songs to pay for court. Indeed. Afroman is to pump that out too. I love it there. Suzanne, thanks for 2. Yes, loud eater equals fleeces dream man. Indeed. If you can knock down a bucket of chicken skins, then Patrick, thanks for the 19 months. Does anybody get the MCU vibes in that the next time someone says Foreman that a flash will occur, DUI guy? I actually think, DUI guy all the time. Every time I hear it, I think Larry Foreman. Actually, that's funny. I always think that. 9-pin bowling, drop that super sticker. Thank you very much for that. I appreciate it. And be able to show the kids. I appreciate that too. Allie, what's up? Thanks for the 2. Who's unwrapping pound cake? That's probably what all that was. They were trying to access the pound cake. What's up? Thank you for that super sticker as well. Much appreciated. Thank you. Jack's mom, thanks for the 5 there. Can you subtract the $400? Yeah, see, I think that is legit. They steal. He never gets his money back correctly. Isn't that interesting? Cops just get to, and he had security cameras. He'd be able to prove all of this stuff. They catch themselves on camera screwing up. They still won't eat it. They still won't eat it. Big Mom, thank you for that super chat there. Thank you for your backing. Cynic and Cheap, thanks for the 2. The case is Afroman versus, D-bag cops. Indeed. But when you look it up, all you need to look up from that court there is Afroman. 2012, thanks for the 2. Confident versus competent. Both start win company, but confident get you so far. Competent is really what we need, right? You can sound like you're competent, but Big Mom, thanks for the 5 there. The judge was making all that noise to distract the jury because he got quiet when the other lawyer was up. What a piece of, indeed. That judge did everything he could to sway that. I'm proud of the people. I'm proud of those jurors. I would love to tell them that. I'd love to tell them that. Cynic, thanks for the 5. I wonder if this lawyer had an in with the judge, which is why he thought he could win with a thumb on the scale, whereas every other lawyer passed. I'm curious about it, Tip. This lawyer was so in the bag for the police. I very much do wonder about that stuff too. 2012, thanks for the 2. Megan, look up collateral estoppel for homework. There you go. Oh man, I need some so I need to have a little more hair design with my my fro there. By the way, again, a great person that has made so many pictures that go along with everything that I do is Dead Punk. Dead Punk Cage has made so many awesome freaking pictures. So I really do want to shout him out there. Cynic, thanks for the 2. Are these doofuses dumb enough to appeal? Yes, they are dumb enough to appeal. Right now, that document, though, everybody was using as if it was going to be an appeal, is not an appeal. That's not what that is. So people are they're misunderstanding a document, which is fine. But when they're talking about, oh, there's an appeal coming in, no, that's not what that was. Marcus, thank you for the membership. Thank you, welcome. Thank you for the membership and welcome to Tugs Thugs. And thank you, my friend, for being here. That is very appreciated. Scranton Strangler, what's up? Hey, what are you doing? It's good to see you too. Thank you for the two there. Afro Tug for president. That's right. That's what we need there. By the way, as you'll notice, I am getting more active. I am, like I said, I am feeling much better. In fact, let me note this too. I had a tweet go off about this stuff. I posted about it and it did really well. Actually, it picked up 31,000 views off of it, but I talked about, a little bit of what's happened in the last year. Now, I did manage to stay, and I appreciate everybody, it's been difficult to even do the regular live stream I'd been doing. Like, I got to the point I didn't think I'd manage it, but I did. So, but everything, man, right now, I feel like I am out here needing to really just pump out stuff. I'm going to do a video again. I've got an idea. I'm working on, I'm having to work on my ability to sit here and just focus on the computer for long periods of time. But my first video is going to be about the PI thing. I think that'll be fun. I'm working on an AI beginning where Tug walks up his driveway and looks back and forth, and there's a PI in the bushes. Cynic, thanks for the 2. Megan, you need to, what's up? Hey, let me finish up my stuff real quick. Okay, kiddo. All right. Hey, you can take this upstairs for a minute if you want to. Take the light up ball if you want to. Catch it. Here. Take it. Almost. You almost caught it.
Have to get it like you.
Well, you almost got it.
I was playing with Papa.
Yeah. Well, you do a good job with it. Hey, go upstairs for a minute. I'm almost done. Okay. Here. You caught it. Oh, what a catch. All right, take it up with you, and we'll play with it in a few minutes, okay? Okay, we'll play with it. All right, love you, kiddo.
In the kitchen, because that's the only thing it can bounce really good, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah, we'll talk about it. But man, you need to do a stream. This with Dave Neal. Yeah, with the Bachelorette stuff, indeed. Actually, we're going to catch up 2 things. We're going to catch up the Blake Lively insanity. We're going to catch that up. And Laura Owens. I need updates. So we're going to do that too. Zates, thanks for the 2 there. Hello, Tug and Megan. Hope you're doing well. Well, I hope you are doing fantastic. About 3. Just took her head down. 2012. Thanks for the 2 there, Tug. Just send me the name of the DA on that stuff. Just send it to you. Okay. And Sandra, actually, I found another case that we need to go over too. It's big. Sandra, thank you for the gifted membership. Thank you very much with that. Oh, that was the type of shoe he had on. That's what it was. I couldn't figure out what the shoes were. I need to look those up. I couldn't figure out what the shoes were. No, I thought he had on, did he really have on I thought he had on something more, I don't know, like something more, like, how do I say this? More clownish, less dressy. But I don't know. I don't know a nice way to say it. I like it. I just don't know a nice way to say it. So I don't mean that as an insult in any way. But, oh, Lord. Let me see. There was one other person, and then we'll be done. Give me 1 second. I misplaced it. I saw it come through. Man, I have lost. Oh, here we go. All right. I'm going to say IO, because it goes with a whole name. I don't know if you want me to throw a whole name out there or not. So thank you for sending 5 there, noting for candy money. Well, the little one will enjoy that. I took her yesterday, right after the stream. So anyway, all right, folks, I'm going to call it here. Tonight, we will be on, and you will not want to miss it. It will be a great one. It will be on Megan's channel. Stay tuned. It is going to be gangbusters. You're going to love it. See ya.